that the sheriff now has the right lane blocked.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Traffic is sponsored by the famous Fox and Hounds restaurant near Holy Hill.
Relax on Thanksgiving Day. Enjoy the magnificent buffet at the historic Fox and Hounds restaurant. It's all you care to eat. Kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Reserved today. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Tonight, the Bucks are kicking it against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
Lillard going to fire up a three. Tees up a beauty from the right wing as he rips the corners from the right wing.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 3 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, unusual mail leads to a hazmat response.
I'm Julia Fellow, remembering the life of Jonathan Brostoff. I'm Debbie Lazaga. Starting off with a little bit of action. Westbound on 94. Looks like we've got a crash. The right lane is blocked just before the Barker Road exit. As a matter of fact, that exit is closed right now because of this accident. So definitely seeing delays all the way back almost to Highway 100 at this point. And on the eastbound side, everybody's slowing down to take a look. So we got backups from Highway F all the way past Barker Road. A little closer into town, we do have westbound 94 slowing down from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Pockets of heavy traffic on eastbound from about 68th Street all the way to 35th. Southbound on 43, watch for delays from just before Hampton down to Capitol and again right through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 56. It's currently 55 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a suspicious package mailed to the Milwaukee Elections Commission prompts a hazmat response.
At around 9 a.m., workers at the City Elections Commission opened a package that contained unknown wet contents. This prompted a hazmat response from Milwaukee first responders. Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
At this time, we'll take the contents of that envelope. That'll be transmitted to the state lab for some additional testing.
The Elections Commission had planned to certify the election results on Friday, but Administrator Paulina Gutierrez says that will now be delayed.
We're going to cancel the certification today, and we'll do it on Monday at 8 a.m.
At this time, the investigation as to who sent the package is still ongoing. Sean Brenda, WTMJ News.
A middle school student faces one charge of making a terroristic threat in Kenosha. The 13-year-old male suspect made his initial appearance in court this morning after being arrested yesterday. He allegedly tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School at about 9 o'clock in the morning. He claimed to have gone to the school to sell candy, later telling a social worker that he wanted to scare students. The suspect fled after being questioned by staff, who found him to be nervous, and later they found out he was carrying 2 suspicious bags. Detectives found several airsoft replica handguns and a replica rifle after he was arrested at home. Classes are canceled today, and that was previously scheduled as a staff day.
The Justice Department charges 3 men in a plot to kill Americans, Israelis, and the president-elect, all of it funded by the Iranian Revolutionary Guard.
Federal prosecutors have charged a 51-year-old Iranian, a 49-year-old from Brooklyn, and a 36-year-old from Staten Island with plotting murder for hire. The Iranian suspect remains at large, but his 2 alleged co-conspirators are now in custody. Prosecutors say the Iranian, Farhad Shakeri, claimed he was tasked just last month with coming up with a plan to kill Donald Trump. Court documents say the would-be hitmen were also offered 6-figure sums for carrying out killings, including a $500,000 bounty on the heads of 2 Jewish Americans living in New York.
Control of the House of Representatives is technically still up in the air. The Hill's Mikkel Schnell reports.
Mike Johnson already announcing that he's going to be running for another term as Speaker. He sent out a letter to his colleagues this week asking for their support. It's a bit premature because the House still has not been decided yet. And while Republicans, again, are poised to take the majority, not all the votes have been counted and not all the results have been tallied. Right now, he's not facing any challenges, but there are a lot of uncertain and unknown factors. There are folks who before the election said they wouldn't support Johnson. Does that change now that President-elect Donald Trump is going to the White House? There's also the question of, will Trump involve himself?
Leadership elections are scheduled for December 13th.
Over 1,000 friends, family, and colleagues gathering to mourn the death of Milwaukee Alderman Jonathan Brostoff.
Jonathan felt so alone at the end of his life. I see all these people in this room, and devastated.
A visibly emotional Diana Vang Brostoff spoke before a crowd of over 1,000 people at UW-Milwaukee's Zalazzo Center Friday. While highlighting the struggles and legacy of her late husband, Diana also offered a plea.
We're living in a time right now where people are feeling very sensitive about everything, and they should. Can we just please be nice to each other?
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Coming up after the election, it's time for a good book.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:05.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's best in thrift. So to all who voted for us, thank you. And to those who haven't yet been here, there are so many items to explore. And at thrift store prices, you can find a really great deal. At the same time, you'll be helping us help others, sometimes folks right in your own neighborhood. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Don't miss Fox World Travel's Black Friday offers available now with exclusive savings from 40, 50, even up to 80% off with partners like Delta Vacations, Globus, and Insight Vacations. Prefer to be pampered at sea? Explore amazing options with Princess, Holland America, and Celebrity. Don't miss out. These huge but limited Black Friday offers are only available with promo code Black Friday. Visit foxworldtravel.com to DIY online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
When is the last time you paid less but got more in return? It happens every day if you or a loved one has Medicare Advantage. $0 copays and an average of $2,500 less out of pocket annually, but more benefits like dental, hearing, and vision. More prevention and screenings to keep people healthy. More care for less money. No wonder 33 million seniors choose Medicare Advantage. Visit MedicareAdvantageMajority.org to learn more. Paid for by Medicare Advantage Majority.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:07.
A lot of people are feeling the need to dive back into books, but there's a dark, ominous trend among them.
Barnes & Noble says sales of The Handmaid's Tale, Margaret Atwood's book about a repressive, violent society against women, jumped after the election results came in this week. George Orwell's 1984 and Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451 also shot up Amazon's bestseller list. In the top 10, Timothy Snyder's On Tyranny, 20 Lessons from the 20th Century. Moving up the charts as well, Melania Trump's memoir, J.D. Vance's Hillbilly Elegy, and Donald Trump's photo book entitled Save America. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all sports desk. The Bucks break their losing streak, beating the Jazz 123-100. The Bucks are back in action tonight at Madison Square Garden against the Knicks. Tip-off is at 6:30. Our coverage starts at 6 o'clock. And both the Packers and the Badgers have a bye this weekend.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 3:08.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. You want to make sure you got the right paint color for your commercial business or company. I've got the answer. Call your neighborhood CertaPro painter. Ask about their color consultation services. I've worked with them. They're the best in the business. Free estimates, reliable communication, professional painting at the right price. When you choose CertaPro painters, you're also choosing a partner. Each CertaPro painter business is independently owned and operated. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro painters.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vetrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, we made it to Friday. What a week, what a week, what a week. The presidential election week, and we've made it to Friday.
Yes. What are you seeing right now?
Tim Walz is addressing somebody in St. Paul, Minnesota. They haven't taken a wide shot in 10 minutes, so all we see is him at the podium from very close up.
Long pauses.
So
I'm
we don't know
noticing.
if it's at the Capitol, if it's at the governor's mansion, because they are not taking a wider shot.
Tearing up.
He literally is tearing up, talking about the 2024 election loss. By the way, we still don't know what's happening with the House. We're going to get an update on that, though, coming up here at 3:15. Allie Picorn from ABC News covers the House and the Senate in Washington. She will be with us to let us know where we are. But first,
this is the 3 at 3 on Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Number 1, take a listen. You know what that is?
What is that?
It's steam engines at the Milwaukee County Zoo.
Okay.
They are being sold to a museum at the Wisconsin Dells. Fun chugging noises. So it made its final journey this weekend. Coming up next, the diesel engine trains are coming. Air conditioning in the cabs. And most of all, the diesel will be better for our environment. The original reason for its construction, by the way, interesting, was just to show people the footprint of the future zoo.
Oh, wow.
And then they kept it.
I didn't know that. Very interesting. The second thing we want to discuss today, any former AOL user will recognize this.
Welcome. You've got mail.
Oh, I know that, yes. Oh.
You've got pictures.
You've
File
got
done.
mail.
Goodbye.
That famous voice belonged to Elwood Edwards. He recorded the iconic lines for what was then a little-known company called America Online. He was a behind-the-scenes graphic and camera operator at a local Cleveland TV station, and his wife worked for the company that became AOL. And they said, we want to find somebody to record these lines. And she came home and said, honey, I think you should do this. The company hired him, and he recorded 4 phrases: welcome, you've got mail, files done, and goodbye. And he has passed away. Elwood Edwards dies at the age of 74. He even appeared on Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon just a few years ago, where he also pronounced different phrases from audience suggestions. So Elwood Edwards, one of the first voices in the computer technology boom, has passed away.
I don't recall You've Got Pictures, but...
Me either. The only one I really remembered was You've Got Mail.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know, yeah, and the goodbye, the welcome. Okay, so I did have audio here, but it's not wanting to play. Beyonce racked up 11 nominations, Grammy nominations.
Whoa.
Making her the most nominated artist in show's history with 99 total career nominations with the Grammys. The latest nominations come from her country album, Cowboy Carter. Taylor Swift received 6 nominations for her Tortured Poets Department album. And Record of the Year, I'll just give you those.
Yes.
Now and Then by the Beatles.
What? Really? I didn't even know
What's
there
that
was
song?
something that they had put together for the Beatles.
Hmm.
Wait, so this is Record of the Year or Album of the Year? What was this?
I'm so sorry. Record of the Year. if
So
I
is
said
that one?
album.
That means one song?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Texas Hold'em by Beyonce.
Okay, yep.
360 by Charlie XCX.
I don't even know who that is.
Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter.
Never heard that.
Good Luck Babe by Chappelle Rowan.
Okay, I'm still running.
You've Got to Know This, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, I know that song.
Mm-hmm. Because it's against Drake.
Yep. So I know that song. I know the Beyonce song. That was Beyonce's first venture into country music.
Fortnight by Taylor Swift and
Okay.
Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish.
Oh, okay. I'm sure I'd recognize that if I heard it. I like
Mhm.
Billie Eilish. She's got a very unique voice. So, Beyonce, you said 11 nominations?
Yes.
Wow.
The most ever.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, here we go. Coming up, we're all still talking. I just looked this up, actually. How close are we to knowing who will control the U.S. House? We still don't know. In many, 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 many races, we do know who's going to control the U.S. Senate. Allie Picorn, ABC News, with what that means. And we'll get an update on the fate of the House. That's straight ahead on WTMJ.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here along with producer of Wisconsin's Morning News, Greg Pancake Hill.
Join us as we kick off the Trivia Showdown competition where you can play trivia against or with your favorite WTMJ personalities like us.
We'll be at Cafe Hollander in Wauwatosa Wednesday, November 13th, kicking off the Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Trivia starts at 7. We will see you at Cafe Hollander in Tosa Wednesday, November 13th, presented by Quizmaster Trivia.
Sounds like Pancake had a lot of coffee when he recorded that. I mean, I think he was sipping it through the straw as he was reading the lines.
We need to do that too.
So
we need to be
Vince-
that amped.
I don't know. Vince is like, so join us for trivia. And he's like, hey, come on out. It's kind of craziness, huh? I like his energy. He's got energy for sure, right? I feel energized and feel great because Connect Chiropractic puts me in a really good spot. Every single time I go on there, they focus on wellness care. Maybe, you know what I'm going to ask them? Can I get the Pancake Hill treatment? What do you need to do to my back and neck to make me sound like I'm about to bounce off the ceiling? Because I want that. That's what I want. Long-term care focused on total wellness. Connect has been voted Milwaukee's top chiropractor. Tosa, Delafield, 2 locations, help with headaches and sleep concerns. Dr. Alex and his team out there, absolutely fantastic. It's not twisting, cracking, popping. It's a lot more nuanced. It is Connect Chiropractic.
I'm here because I'm jazz as hell.
Craft your Brewers mini plan for the 2025 season, featuring all new 6-packs and 12-packs. Get in on the action with great ticket rates, marquee matchups, and priority seating. Plus, you'll get a limited edition Brewers Crowler with each 12-pack or pair of 6-packs. Looking to customize your games to fit your schedule? Build your own ticket plan options are also available. Pick the plan for you at brewers.com/ticketfinder.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Excel Custom Decks. I at least like to think I'm an expert when it comes to football, but I know Excel are truly experts when it comes to the art of deck building. With the finest materials and products combined with their superior craftsmanship, they'll deliver exceptional quality and value on everything from backyard decks to pergolas and outdoor kitchens. If you can dream it, Rob and his family can build it. Family-owned Excel Custom Decks delivers decking excellence by design. Visit excelcustomdecks.com to learn more.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Traffic and weather, it's Debbie Lozica time. Happy Friday, Deb.
Happy Friday, John. Westbound on 94, still dealing with a bit of an issue right around the Barker Road area. We have an accident there with the right lane blocked just as you're getting to the Barker Road off-ramp. That ramp, by the way, is also closed because of this accident. So delays are stretching all the way back to Highway 100. A little bit further in, we do have delays from 27th Street all the way to about Hawley Road. On the eastbound side, delays right past the Stadium interchange to about 27th. Southbound 41, heavy from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lozica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, low of 36. Tomorrow, rain at night, a high of 56. Sunday, a chance for showers, breezy, a high of 60. Monday, partly cloudy, 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53. Right now, clear skies and 54 degrees. GOP is picking up seats in the Senate where they will definitely have a majority. What's going to happen in the House? The fate of the House is still up in the air. Allie Picorn, ABC News, is with us from Capitol Hill. Allie, good afternoon. Let's start with the Senate. What do we know about the status of the Senate?
Good afternoon to you. Yeah, I mean, a big night on Tuesday if you are a Senate Republican, that is for sure. Senate Republicans will easily have the majority in the Senate this cycle. The question that's outstanding at this point is just how big of a majority. Right now, they have at least 52 seats, so that's an easy majority. We're still waiting for races to be called in Nevada, Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Maine. So it's very possible there could be some additional pickups. Some places have already projected Pennsylvania for the Republican McCormick. ABC is not. So we're still waiting to see how that race all shakes out. That's a big majority in this day and age. For Senate Republicans, that means a very commanding control of the chamber. A lot of them see that as a mandate to work hard to really try to enact the Trump agenda. Their ability to do that is going to be dependent upon a few things, one of which is how all those House races you mentioned shake out. We're still waiting to see who's going to be in control of the House. Right now, it's pretty close. There's 19 races left to call. So we're going to be kind of waiting and seeing how that works out. But yeah, it is a commanding Senate majority, that's for sure, at a time when the Senate is going to be headed in a new direction in terms of really, really trying to hit the Trump agenda hard.
So Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell is stepping down from the Senate leadership role. So who could be his successor? Who are maybe like the top 2 or 3, Allie?
Yeah. So, first of all, we should just take a moment to point out McConnell stepping down is a big deal. He's been the leader of the Republican conference for 17 years. That's a record for leadership for either party in the Senate. So, a big moment to see sort of a change in the hands of power here in Congress. There are three main contenders for the job to succeed McConnell. The first you're looking at is Senator John Thune from South Dakota. He is currently the whip in the Senate, the number 2. So he has a pretty experienced leadership track. And at this moment, he is largely seen as the front runner in this race, the most likely to succeed. But I should point out a really small constituency. Only active Republican senators get to vote in the race. So these newly elected members, plus those who will be sticking around, get to vote. So, you're appealing to a constituency of 52. It's a small group. So in addition to Thune, Senator John Cornyn is running. He's Texas senator. He also has some leadership chops and could be a contender as well. And then the third person to keep an eye on is Senator Rick Scott, who's also running for the position. He is a Florida senator. He's sort of seen as the underdog in this race. However, Scott is the most closely aligned with Trump. And so if Trump decides to get involved in the race and put his thumb on the scale, that could tip the way that this race ultimately goes in the Senate. We don't know yet. Trump has not weighed in publicly about who he wants to win. He hasn't issued a statement or told the senators who he's endorsing. It's not clear whether or not he will. Obviously, Trump still has some time to get in. This race isn't until Wednesday. That's forever in Trump timeline. But it'll certainly be a matter to consider, especially because a lot of the senators who were elected in this last election are quite significant loyalists of Trump. They really, really support Trump's presidency, and so they may be interested in selecting a leader who's a little more aligned with Trump.
Allie, I want to ask you about the House. The fate of the House remains undetermined or undecided, I should say. If the races ended right now with everybody winning, the Republicans would take back control of the House. How close are we to knowing who will control the House?
That's right. At this moment, it does seem to the people who work on political projections that House Republicans are probably going to win out with a very, very small majority of seats. That said, we don't want to get ahead of calling the races until every vote is counted, which in some of these states, it's so close that you're seeing recounts, hand counts, all sorts of things. So it's not over till it's over. And I just want to be really clear that that's very normal in American democracy. That is how this process works. And it's important for us to give time for that vote count to play out. That said, right now, 204 Democrats, 212 Republicans, 19 races left. Most of those races seem like they might be in favor of Republicans at this point in time, so we'll have to see. It is going to be a really narrow majority if Republicans do manage to take it, and that's going to make for quite a heavy lift for House Speaker Mike Johnson or whoever becomes the Speaker to deal with, because it's sort of going to be important to try to keep all those Republicans voting together. And remember, you've got a pretty wide conference here. You have people who are very conservative far-right members all the way to moderates, and you'll need every one of those votes to move legislation out of the House when you have a Democratic Party who's going to be pretty committed to attempting to block Trump's policy agenda.
Allie, are there House members or Senate members, maybe let's stick with those who are recently elected, who are Republican, who are not Trump supporters?
Yeah, the biggest person to keep an eye on at this moment in time, and I should say, it's very difficult to run for the Senate or the House and not be at least somewhat supportive of Trump. Not very many people are able to be successful running on a platform of wholly opposing him. But one person that I'm keeping an eye on is newly elected Representative Curtis. He is a current representative from Utah. He's headed to the Senate. So he's a little bit more moderate in nature, which is interesting because he's going to be following Senator Mitt Romney, who's leading the Senate, who was one of Trump's most vocal opponents in the Senate. That said, he is a little bit more on Trump's team than others, but he is one of those members of the House who did vote to certify the election in 2021, something that Trump obviously did not want to occur. And he has been willing to speak out against Trump from time to time. So he's going to be a character that I'm particularly interested in as we head into this new season.
Great information. Allie Pecorin, ABC News correspondent on Capitol Hill. Have a great weekend, Allie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, we're going to keep it on politics. I'm really interested in this segment. So there's been one other time when a person has been elected president for 2 terms that were not consecutive. You can probably know the name. The name is Grover Cleveland, but what do you know about the circumstances? We're going to dive into that coming up after the news here. And then what happened in Kenosha schools yesterday, there's a lot more new information today. We'll be joined by a law enforcement expert to discuss that all before we get to 4 o'clock. It's fascinating new detail. But first, time for the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. How did everything do on this Friday? Boy, we had big gains a couple of days this week. And on the Friday, there were more gains. The Dow was up 259 points. The NASDAQ was up 17. The S&P was up 22. The Dow S&P 500 both capping the best week of the year with new record highs. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment and National Fire Sprinkler Association. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how.
Hey, Otto's Wine and Spirits, serving Milwaukee since 1945. I want to tell you about their wine club. I love this. Every week I get an email from Otto's, and if I want the wine they're offering, I can buy it. If not, it's not delivered to my Otto's store. This week, bought a 2022 South African Red Blend, $11 a bottle. It's highly rated. That's what they usually sell it for. It was $6.75 a bottle. I got it for $6.75 a bottle when I bought the case. Best selection, best value. From spirits to beer to seltzers, they've got you covered. I love the vibe when I'm in an Otto's store. Friendly staff, knowledgeable staff, Wisconsin strong. At Otto's, they'll beat any advertised price. It's Otto's Wine and Spirits.
When it's time for an Aaron snowblower, buying local is important. Purchasing one from Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment means you're well taken care of after the sale. The Olson's knowledgeable staff handles the warranty and parts, can answer all of your questions, and is available to do tune-ups and repairs. Check out the impressive line of Aaron snowblowers on display at the Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment showroom in Muskego. Aaron's is offering an instant in-store rebate and 2-year extended warranty. Check it out at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment in Muskego.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me. I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Are you waiting for a miracle to feel financially secure in retirement? In a recent study, over a third of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Annex Wealth Management listens. Then, our team of experts gets to work, using leading-edge technology to build a comprehensive plan that covers investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. We stress test it, run it through countless variables. Then, and only then, we present a framework for a financial plan tailored to your goals in retirement. And unlike our competitors, Annex doesn't have any products to push. No hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that out there already. We're a fee-only fiduciary, required to act in your best interest at all times. More planning, fewer miracles. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Build confidence in your future with Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Okay, close your mouth and take a deep breath in through your nose.
So the way it's supposed to be is that you should be able to breathe easily. You shouldn't feel constrained. What it should feel like is air briskly flowing freely through both nasal passages, day and night. And if not, there's a problem. And it's a don't know what your problem really was until you got it fixed kind of problem. You're living with it. I mean, you're tired a lot. It might give you headaches and sinus pressure, but you're living with it. Yeah, you sound like almost every patient we help until we get their problem fixed. And then you hear them saying, why would I put up with that? Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
To date, Advent has solved over 40,000 breathing triangle problems. Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Results may vary.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 3:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story. Did you receive a racist text message?
I'm Julia Fellow. Just one more day of virtual learning.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and looks like that accident near Barker Road has finally been cleared out of the way. We do still have the delays, though, stretching all the way from Highway 100 all the way out to Barker Road. On the eastbound side, backing up from Highway 16 all the way through to Barker Road, back on the brakes from about 76th Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. We do have the left lane blocked with a crash right about at 35th Street, by the way, on eastbound 94. On the westbound side, heavy from about 25th Street out to Mitchell Boulevard. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight will be mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Nighttime showers are possible, high of 56 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the FBI investigating racist text messages sent to people in more than a dozen states this week. A Milwaukee woman tells WTMJ she got one.
Arjoy Perez was shocked to see the text. It even mentioned her directly by name.
Said, "Good morning, Arjoy Perez. Our 2024 presidential-elect Donald J. Trump has scheduled you for the weekend cotton picking shift at Plantation A. Be prepared and ready to pick diligently."
Her initial thoughts? Who sent this? Why? And how'd they get her number? The Milwaukee woman says as an African-American, she's hurt and feels hopeless.
At this point in my life, I'm kind of expecting it. Like I have little to no hope for the regeneration of this country.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
Pius 11th High School extends virtual learning through Monday. School administrators say it's to allow faculty and staff to continue training on security and safety measures after threatening graffiti appeared on the school's walls on Monday. Classes were canceled Monday and Tuesday, switching to virtual learning for the rest of this week. Police are continuing to work on identifying the suspect seen in security footage.
The man arrested for allegedly beating a Milwaukee public schools teacher makes his first appearance in court. Eddie Caldwell faces felony battery charges for allegedly assaulting a public school teacher at Bruce Elementary School on October 29th. Bail's been set at $500. Caldwell will be back in court again on November 25th.
President-elect Trump is considering many contenders for some key cabinet posts overseeing defense, intelligence, diplomacy, trade, immigration, and economic policymaking. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
Two names that you continue to hear both from supporters of the president-elect as well as the president-elect himself. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., someone who the president-elect made mention of during his victory speech, saying that he wanted Kennedy to play a role in healing the nation. And then Elon Musk as well, who has been all over the campaign trail these recent couple of weeks, barnstorming on behalf of the president-elect and has become a big advocate of his as well.
News Nation is reporting that Elon Musk joined in on a call between President-elect Donald Trump and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky yesterday.
Cybersecurity experts are on high alert following Tuesday's election. Generac VP of Cybersecurity William Cummings tells WTMJ's The Upswing it's not about who's in office that makes us susceptible to cyber attacks, but the transition of power itself that makes us more susceptible.
Look at the amount of connected devices on the internet, how we consume news cycles. It's ripe for misinformation and disinformation that comes in through other nation states such as, Russia or China, who are interested in undermining our elections and disrupting our processes.
Cummings says the best way to avoid a security breach is constant education and remaining vigilant in monitoring your email and text notifications.
Check your cheeses if you got them at Aldi or Market Basket.
In a follow-up to a recall announced several days ago, the Food and Drug Administration is now citing 7 types of ripened cheese produced at a facility in Lena, Illinois, with possible listeria contamination. Savencia Cheese USA is calling back cheese manufactured for sale at Aldi and Market Basket stores in a dozen states. A separate but related recall involving turkey sandwiches with cheese was also posted for Cibus Fresh, Jack and Olive, and Sprig and Sprout labels. For a full list, go to FDA.com. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
Wisconsin's deer population is healthy thanks to a recovery period after a harsh winter 2 years ago. What are the predictions for this season? Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel outdoor editor Paul Smith tells WTMJ the DNR uses a gauge called the Winter Severity Index.
It's basically based on snow depth and temperature. You accumulate points when the snow is deeper and when the temperature's colder. Last year was the lowest they'd ever recorded since they started doing this system.
Smith says winters in southern Wisconsin overall tend to be easier for deer to handle than up north.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All sports desk. The streak is broken after the Bucks beat the Utah Jazz 123-100. Here at home, they're heading to Madison Square Garden tonight to take on the Knicks. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ. And no Wisconsin football this weekend since the Packers and Badgers are both on a bye week.
Citing unlimited WTMJ News Time, 3:35.
This report is sponsored by Feldco, Wisconsin's home renewal experts.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's Dave from Feldco. Did drafty windows make last winter frigid? Listen, Feldco's here to make things easier for you. It's the perfect time of year to replace those old windows. Right now, get 50% off windows plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. Visit us at 4feldco.com or give us a call at 866-4Feldco.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866-4Feldco.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
3:36 on WTMJ. Hey, I wanted to talk about something super interesting. You know how Donald Trump became the second president ever to leave the White House and return for a second term 4 years later?
Yes.
The last time that happened was 131 years ago with President Grover Cleveland. So he was a Democrat, but in those days, Democrats were considered quite conservative, while Republicans were considered quite liberal.
Yep.
We all know those ideologies have flipped. So how did President Grover Cleveland win the first time around? So just as an aside, his first name is really Steve. And he dropped his first name as president to Grover Cleveland as his middle name because everybody kept calling him Big Steve because he was over 250 pounds. He was a lawyer, mayor of Buffalo, governor of New York, and was elected to his first term in 1885 and won, running his first term on wanting free trade and no tariffs. So he won on that. The only president to go to the White House as a bachelor. And then he got married in the White House to a 21-year-old, 27-year age gap.
Whoa.
And that was a really big deal at the time. People made fun of that.
He was almost 60 and she was 21.
So, yeah, he oversaw the ribbon cutting for the Statue of Liberty during his first term. He was president when Apache leader Geronimo surrendered to U.S. government troops. So what went wrong? During his reelection bid, his vice president, Thomas Hendrick, died in office. So he had to find a new running mate, Alan Thurman. He was also running up against Republican Benjamin Harrison, who would end up beating him. Benjamin Harrison, the president, who would become the president, a Civil War veteran and grandson of former President William Henry Harrison, won. The big debate continued with tariffs, which dominated the campaigns. So many people were upset with Cleveland, who they elected, to free trade leanings, and they wanted a higher tariff to protect American industries. So many workers at the time didn't want to reelect him. Especially in industrial states, they voted against Cleveland for re-election because they feared losing their jobs. So when Benjamin Harrison won, Cleveland had to move out. And his first lady, who's 27 years younger, not to beat a dead horse here, as she was leaving the White House, she told the staff at the White House to take care of the building as she'd be back in 4 years.
Really?
Yeah, she was. They were mad. So Grover Cleveland was back with a vengeance in those 4 years. He, worked privately as a lawyer, and he came back. And he was the first Democrat to win a party's nomination for a third time, mostly over tariffs again.
Wow, tariffs, just like today. They were talking about tariffs.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
And it took a turn. It wasn't working, and kept on going back and forth. So, and since the last election that took place back in 1885, new states were brought in. North Dakota, South Dakota, Idaho, Oregon, Washington, Montana, and Wyoming took part in the election.
So they weren't states when he was in office the first time, but were the second.
6 new states. And
interesting.
Oh, by the way, when he won that re-election, people did not like a two-party system at the time. So there was a group called the People's Party, or Populists, and National Prohibition Party. Populists and Prohibition Party almost went together, and then that didn't happen. Then they dissolved. Socialist Labor Party, which nominated Simon Wing, inventor of the camera, for president. So he was running the Socialist Party to get rid of the presidency. So if he would have won, there wouldn't have been a president.
What?
I don't know. That didn't happen. Grover Cleveland won, took back the White House. He increased the size of the Navy. 3 of Cleveland's 5 children were born in the White House.
Oh, wow.
And he's known for some controversy. He's known for exercising his veto power more than 500 times while president, more than double any other president before. He was also opposed to women's suffrage.
Boo.
Yeah, this is another bad one. He returned the Confederate flags back to the South that were taken during battle during the Civil War. He tried to promote the rights of Chinese workers being exploited in the West, which was good.
So he wanted to go for the rights of Chinese workers, but didn't want women to vote.
But then backtracked on that too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is another one not a lot of people knew at the time. No one knew until like decades later, after he passed away in 1908 in New Jersey. He had cancer in his mouth at one point, and he didn't tell the public because he thought it'd be a sign of weakness to the world. He had surgery on a naval ship and acted like nothing happened when he tried to get reelected and lost.
That's crazy.
That was all going on. So I thought that would be an interesting past. Looking at the past, who was that president that was able to get reelected in not consecutive terms?
So many parallels. So Donald Trump ran against Joe Biden 3 times.
Yes.
But Cleveland ran against different people, right? So
Donald Trump ran against Biden twice.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just like he did against Harrison.
That's
it was
so
the same
interesting.
situation.
The parallels.
And with Cleveland, his vice president was different because his vice president died.
Yeah.
But with Trump, he had a different vice president too, Pence, and now J.D. Vance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now you know.
And then you think about tariffs, and Donald Trump's talking about that. And even back in the 1800s, when there weren't any airplanes or anything like that yet,
right?
That was still an issue.
Yeah, it was still coming across on ships. Still an issue. Wow, 100 years later, so much is so similar. It is 3:42.
Maybe in 131 years from now, another radio host will be sharing the story of how Donald Trump
It won't
got
be
back.
us. It'll probably be a robot. It'll be Chat GPT.
Yeah, there you go.
This is what we know about the Donald Trump presidency. Interesting stuff. Thank you. 3:43 at WTMJ. Coming up, you've heard in the news about the Kenosha situation yesterday. Kid shows up, 13 years old. They think he has a gun. Well, there's new information about what he actually had, and how the school responded is pretty remarkable. We've got new details straight ahead on WTMJ.
Why is it called the concrete jungle, the glamorous infrastructure, the multitude of streets?
Walking here! I'm walking here!
Or is it because of all the bricks on the court?
Low from the fadeaway from Brunson won't go. Randall's got to do a step back. Way off.
The Bucks head to the Big Apple to take on the Knicks.
Transition 3. Yes, sir! A.J. Green!
Our Bucks radio coverage starts tonight at 6. We are the home of the Bucks. WTMJ.
Hey, Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. It's fair prices. One of the things that sets them apart is their level of service before, during, and after the transaction. I've had them in my house many times. put in a water softener. They've also put in a reverse osmosis system. That means the water that we drink coming through is crisp, clean, clear. It's really filtered out nice. Owners Rob and Sue are generous in the community, and they make sure that their employees treat your house like it's their own house. Better water makes a big difference. Better water makes a really big difference. They know that at Guthrie and Fry. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice because of customer service, product availability, affordability, and just how they do business is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Cheese doodles, Mr. Nougat Bar. Oh, here we go. 4-door hatchback.
Some things are fine to buy from a vending machine, but a car's not one of them. That national online company makes it seem convenient, but it won't be so convenient if you have a problem with the vehicle you buy. And if it's after 7 days, good luck. Adam member dealers also let you search online, plus test drive the vehicle before you buy it. And they're right here to handle any issues.
But the car's stuck. No!
Start your search at adamm.com.
Imagine your team always looking and feeling their best in high-performance technical workwear. Cintas can make it happen. They have garments for almost every job imaginable. And with the Cintas Workwear program, you get freshly laundered garments delivered every week for everyone on your team. Great garments without the bother of laundry. That's a real perk for employees. Find out how Cintas can boost team image and morale. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Peter, hot head, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Put our matching platform to work so you can spend less time searching and more time connecting with talented candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Traffic is sponsored by the amazing Mineshaft Restaurant in downtown Hartford.
The successful Mineshaft Restaurant in Hartford is hiring positive, professional servers, bartenders, and pizza cooks. You'll make real cash. Inquire today, start next week. MineShaftRestaurant.com.
Traffic and then weather, Debbie Lazaga. Sorry, Deb.
Good. We do have a little bit of an issue on 94 eastbound. Right about at 35th Street. The left lane is closed because of a crash. So that is going to be slowing things down all the way back to 92nd Street. Westbound is slowing down from 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. Back on the brakes from Highway 100 into Waukesha County all the way to Moreland Road. A little bit of a backup through the Barker Road area as well, as that earlier accident was affecting the ride on the eastbound side too. Southbound on 43, backing up from just before Hampton down to Capitol Drive. And then on the bypass, seeing some delays. Southbound from Beloit Road down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. If you see something we should know about, call us up on the WTMJ Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Come to Hall Volkswagen for the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, night showers, a high of 56. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a slight chance of showers. Throughout the day, breezy, a high of 60. Monday, partly cloudy, a high of 58. Tuesday, mostly sunny, really nice, a high of 53 degrees. The current temperature right now is 53 degrees and sunny.
All right, so an update on the terrible story from Kenosha yesterday where a 13-year-old walks into the school. Authorities think that he has a bag with guns. He's acting suspicious. He ends up leaving. Now we know that he did have a bag that had guns, but they were not real guns. They were
Airsoft.
Yep. Airsoft guns. They were like toy guns, but they sure looked real. So that is a major deal. If you want to see what those guns look like and you can see how real they are, text the word WATCH to 855-616-1620. Text the word WATCH.
Looks real to me.
Totally real. And there's several different weapons. They look real. Here to provide some context to all of this is law enforcement expert and retired Waukesha County Detective Steve Peterson. Steve, thank you so much for being with us on this Friday.
You bet, John.
I want to begin with today's news. Then we're going to talk in general terms about keeping schools safe and resources and that sort of thing. So the news out of Kenosha today is that the 13-year-old kid who showed up there and they thought had a rifle bag had guns, but they were fake. But, Steve, they looked really, really real. As a law enforcement guy, what's your reaction to, my gosh, this kid showed up with guns that looked real?
Yeah, it could have turned out a very tragic situation for that 13-year-old, because you look at those weapon systems, if you will, that he had, and I've seen a couple of the pictures. Very difficult, especially at a distance, to try to decipher whether that's a real gun or not. Even an airsoft gun can cause, damage, but certainly not as much as a pistol or a rifle. But again, very difficult to make a split-second decision on whether something is real or not. Plus, with his intention of what he wanted to do in the school, I believe he said something like he wanted to scare some people.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
So take us, you're being very polite. I want you to elaborate on this. They didn't look like they were fake. Is there the chance that if this kid was trying to scare people, even if he said that as law enforcement showed up, that they would have shot him because it looked like a real gun?
It's certainly in the realm of possibility. I mean, part of that decision-making process that police officers, go through is this a threat of imminent danger, great bodily harm, or death? And if they see somebody in the building with a long gun that looks very real, I would certainly think that they would be justified if they initiated some deadly force.
I just did an interview in 2018 with a $900,000 safety grant that they got from our state, and I I talked to some other superintendents in Illinois, and they wish that they had something like that. So they put in something like a shot spotter, something like that. Also, better communication, more than 200 cameras, and they were really focused on the high school. But unfortunately, this all happened from a middle school student that attended at one time this elementary school. How much do you think that all of that in place that they never wanted to use, could have helped thwart, what could have been a really difficult situation where this 13-year-old might have died?
100%. Those investments that have been made over the years, let's say since post-Columbine, have been in that area of securing the doors to the school, having a second layer of secure doors, and then the camera systems, the surveillance system, and that literally, it saved the day. Because we don't know what that outcome would have been. They worked as they were designed, and absolutely 110% great investment and utilization of taxpayer funds to do that.
So, Steve, these weapons, fake weapons, look very, very real. There are laws that govern that this kid can't just walk in and buy a handgun or a rifle in a gun shop. Can they buy these sort of things? Can you order this online? This seems really dangerous.
I'm not sure. I believe they can, but I don't know the parameters around that. So you may have to do a little research to see who can purchase. If there's an age requirement into purchasing airsoft guns, I don't believe so, but not 100% sure.
So what happens to this teen? I know that he charged as a juvenile with making terroristic threats? What happens to a minor who's charged with this?
And again, I know making the terroristic threats would be a felony charge. Now, whether the juvenile court and juvenile authorities will probably make that determination, along with some recommendations from the district attorney's office as to whether this is best handled in the juvenile justice system, or perhaps because of the severity of what we've seen in the past of these types of crimes that come to fruition, is it more adequately dealt with as an adult?
Law enforcement expert Steve Peterson is with us. Steve, I want to take you inside what happened yesterday according to law enforcement. The guy shows up, he's dressed in black, the kid has a black bag. Immediately he acts suspicious. He's not allowed, the staff does not allow or buzz him in through the second security door, so he does not get access to the building. They say they were nervous, they questioned him. Can you talk about that action? I mean, it seems like they handled things pretty well according to protocol if you're in the office.
Yep, it sure does. And, they saw something that just didn't look right, and they prevented that access to the second set of doors. And then I believe when he was confronted either by, I don't know if it would have been a school resource officer or a security staff that may have been on the premises, he ran. So, again, that just indicates that this was a potentially very dangerous situation that was thwarted by the security protocols that were in place.
So apparently, the suspect was sharing some of his views and what he might do and what he was thinking about doing, and no one came forward. And that was mentioned in the news conference yesterday and in this media release released to us today. How important is it for people to say something? Do they just think that they're going to get in trouble?
Well, they certainly could, and I also know of other successes, and not exact situations like this, but similar situations where, especially students, the student body of the school, have some indicators that another student may have been behaving irrationally, and they went to the school resource officer in that school and notified them, hey, you may want to take a look at this person. This is what I'm getting. So while there are reports, it certainly is disappointing that didn't come out in this case. But again, you have to look at it at the end of the day, the security system worked.
Hey, Steve, despite state law, Milwaukee Public Schools refuses almost a full year later to follow the law and have resource officers in schools. Talk about the importance of having officers in schools.
Oh, it's incredibly important, and I hope that the school district and the Milwaukee Police Department, or whatever needs to be resolved, gets done quickly. I mean, you have to have the right officers in the school. You have to have officers in those schools that want to be there, not just assign a SRO randomly, because then that's counterproductive. If you've got somebody there that doesn't want to be there, your avenue for success is limited. But I can certainly tell you that from just a sensible standpoint, having that school resource officer in that building every day, you have to remember, especially these high school campuses are, for the most part, small villages or small cities. The amount of kids and adults and faculty members that come onto campus, they drive cars there. They all bring, to a degree, some problems they may be having at home. And it's important to have that officer there, not just for the safety and security of the students, but also to recognize some other potential behavior that may be going on outside of the school campus.
Steve Peterson, retired Waukesha County Sheriff's Office detective, a law enforcement expert, still very active in the field. Steve, thank you so much for making some time for us.
You betcha, John.
All right. Let's check on those business headlines on this Friday.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Billy Joel and Sting play Milwaukee's American Family Field in April of 2025. The Milwaukee Brewers and FPC Live announced that the megastar musicians will appear together in a one-night, one-stage event at the stadium venue. Molson Coors Beverage Company plans to shut down its Leinenkugel's breweries in Milwaukee and Chippewa Falls at the start of next year. Production of the Leinenkugel's portfolio of beers, including its popular Summer Shandy, will remain in production entirely at the Miller Brewery. Milwaukee-based Livewire Group Incorporated works with its global power sports partner Kimco to produce a line of electric maxi scooters. Plans are to launch the maxi scooters in the first half of 2026, primarily in the European market. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano talking with Dr. Mike Nolte at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Doc, a lot of people are hesitant to visit a surgeon for spine care.
The good news is that the vast majority of patients that I see and the majority of conditions that I can see can be successfully treated without surgery. And I don't want patients to think that just because you're seeing a spine surgeon means that you're going to be signing up for surgery. We talk about, in my clinic, kind of a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C.
Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. OrthoWisconsin.com.
One night, one stage, Billy Joel and Sting. Saturday, April 26th. One special evening at American Family Field, Milwaukee. Pre-sale for City Card members Monday, November 11th at 10 a.m. through Thursday, November 14th at 10 p.m. Public on sale Friday, November 15th at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster. Saturday, April 26th. Don't miss Billy Joel and Sting.
Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, their mission is to transform the culture of care. That's what they do at Azura. That is totally what they do. They specialize in caring for those with early to late stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms. If someone in your family has a memory issue, Azura is the place you should consider. Why? Because they focus on compassion. They're all into empathy. It's kindness at the core at Azura. They've got 5 locations in the Milwaukee area. They're all near us. Fox Point, Brookfield. They've got a couple other ones. I think there's one in Oak Creek. It is Azura. They'll take care of your family big time. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment and National Fire Sprinkler Association. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. Yet at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
When it's time for an Aaron snowblower, buying local is important. Purchasing one from Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment means you're well taken care of after the sale. The Olson's knowledgeable staff handles the warranty and parts, can answer all of your questions, and is available to do tune-ups and repairs. Check out the impressive line of Aaron snowblowers on display at the Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment showroom in Muskego. Aaron's is offering an instant in-store rebate and 2-year extended warranty. Check it out at Olson's Outdoor Power Equipment in Muskego.
Is thinning hair or receding hairline making you feel self-conscious? Try Hair Grow from New Nordic. Stop feeling embarrassed about thinning hair and start feeling your best with Hair Grow.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Traffic is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management. It's time to know the difference, and Annex Wealth Management is ready to help with investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary partner. AnnexWealth.com. Click the Get Started button.
Tonight, the Bucks are kicking it against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
Lillard going to fire up a 3. Tees up a beauty from the right wing as he rips the cords from the right wing.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
I'm John Mercure. Your top story back to normal after a hazmat scare.
I'm Julia Fellow. So who will control the House?
I'm Debbie Loziga, still dealing with an accident eastbound 94 at 35th Street. The left lane is closed right now, so delays coming out of the zoo interchange all the way to that point. So give yourself tons of extra time. Westbound 94 is going to be backed up from about 16th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Off the freeway system, Greenfield Avenue eastbound at 81st Street in West Allis. We got the right lane blocked with a crash, so careful as you're heading through there. And southbound 41 slowing from just south of Appleton Avenue all the way down to Burleigh. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, clear skies, a low of 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, a high of 56 with rain at night. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a suspicious package sent to the Milwaukee Elections Commission prompted an immediate hazmat response. The bubble wrap package was damp and emitted an unusual odor when opened this morning. Testing by emergency crews found the liquid was harmless and business has resumed at City Hall. Milwaukee Elections Commission Executive Director Paulina Gutierrez says the commission was set to certify the election results this morning.
We were certifying the election today at 4:45, but based on the timing, we're going to cancel the certification today and we'll do it on Monday at 8 a.m. It will be noticed as soon as we can get back in the office.
The investigation as to who sent the package is ongoing.
A middle school student faces one charge of making terroristic threats in Kenosha. The 13-year-old boy made his initial appearance in court this morning after being arrested Thursday. The teen allegedly tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School at about 9 o'clock yesterday morning, was stopped by staff after he entered the school's vestibule. He claimed to have gone to the school to sell candy and then later told a social worker that he wanted to scare students. The suspect fled after being questioned by staff on what he was doing. They found him to be nervous. He was also carrying 2 suspicious bags. That's why they approached him. Detectives found several airsoft replica handguns and a replica rifle. He was arrested at home. Classes are canceled today at Roosevelt Elementary. It was previously scheduled as a staff day.
While Republicans still have control of the Senate, we're still awaiting results of some House races. 218 is the magic number. Right now, 211 have been called for Republicans. ABC's Rick Klein.
There are about 20 races left, several of them out on the West Coast where the counting is expected to take days because of the prevalence of mail-in voting. It's not as easy as say, okay, maybe 50-50. There's different vote counts in each of them. I've been looking at the numbers. It looks very likely that the Republicans are going to retain control of the House. It also looks very likely that the degree of their control, the margin, is going to be about as tight, if not tighter, than it is now when they only have 4 votes to spare.
House Speaker Mike Johnson is hoping to keep his position.
In Milwaukee.
Thank you, Jonathan, for the light that you brought into our lives, for the love and the laughter, for showing us what it means to live with purpose and with heart.
Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley shared thoughts during the funeral of Alderman Jonathan Brostoff.
Jonathan lived with an unwavering purpose, deep compassion, and a relentless dedication to leaving the world a better place than he found it. He dedicated his life to making sure that every voice was heard, that every need was seen, and every person felt valued.
Brostoff died by suicide last weekend. He served as Milwaukee's 3rd District Alderman since 2022 after serving in the Wisconsin Assembly for 7 years.
A boat that's been stranded at McKinley Beach for almost a month is still waiting to be moved. Getting an excavation crew to remove the boat from the beach has proven difficult due to rough waters. U.S. Coast Guard Public Affairs Officer Lieutenant Joe Neff tells WTMJ he's reviewed the environmental risks from the boat.
Yep. So in cases like this, the Coast Guard gets notified. We speak to the owners. We do our investigation. Just confirm what kind of products are on the boat, how much fuel is on board. In this case, again, he ran out of gas, so the threat of pollution is very minor in this case.
Lieutenant Neff reminds people to keep away from the boat for public safety reasons.
Coming up, 11 more nominations for this musical powerhouse.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Here we are again, November. No more nice weather, Vember. Let's at least keep the cold and wet outside and do it with style with new Pella windows. Pella's, installed by Pella's 4-time National Platinum Certified Contractor of the Year, our own local and family-owned Siding Unlimited. No question that Pella windows are the best. Best looking, best functioning, best energy efficiency, and great choices with double hung casement, big bay windows, and even the in-window blinds to match your decor. And the best installer in the whole country is right here, our Siding Unlimited. That's the 4-time declaration by Pella Window Company of Pella, Iowa. Your first 2 easy choices. Number 1, Pella Windows. Number 2, Siding Unlimited. See all the other Pella choices at the unique Siding Unlimited Outside-In showroom, 665 Larry Court in Brookfield. They're waiting for you. What are you waiting for? SidingUnlimited.com.
Welcome back to Ask Hassleus.
If you could spend 1 month anywhere, where would you go?
Easy. I'd go to bed.
I mean anywhere in the world.
Precisely.
You'd spend the entire month in bed?
Specifically, a new Tempur-Pedic from Hassleus Mattress.
Why?
Because I can take 60 months to pay for it. Through Monday, get 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedic mattresses, plus a $300 MasterCard gift card.
60 months. That means...
You can buy a Queen Tempur-Pedic ProAdapt Hybrid with ease adjustable base for just $74 a month.
And I get a $300 MasterCard gift card.
Free next-day delivery and employee-free showrooms, too.
So I can try and buy...
With no pushy sales guy.
Hang on.
What are you doing?
Searching for a travel agent to book a month-long vacation at Hassleus Mattress.
Enjoy 60 months interest-free financing on select Tempur-Pedics through Monday at Hassleus Mattress. Open 9 to 9. Find an employee-free showroom near you or shop online at Hassleus.com.
Siding Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 4:07.
The Recording Academy announces this year's Grammy nominees.
Beyonce's Cowboy Carter is up for Album and Country Album of the Year, and Texas Hold'em is nominated for Record, Song, and Country Song of the Year.
This ain't Texas. Ain't no Hold'em. Lay your cards down.
Chapel Roan was nominated in 6 categories, including Best New Artist. The Beatles were nominated for Record of the Year for Now and Then. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
The Grammy Awards will air on February 2nd.
Time for a WTMJ sports update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Bucks break their losing streak, beating the Jazz 123-100.
Andre Jackson Jr. ties his career high with 4 assists in his first start of the season. Just what head coach Doc Rivers has been looking for.
Playing kind of that connector role. I was wondering how important is it to have connectors when you have 2 top 10 scorers?
That was the other reason that went into starting him. I was sitting there with my coach. I said, can I have one guy in the lineup that's not trying to score, but knows how to play and get to the right spot? And he did exactly that. He ended up scoring points, but he did it through being a connector most of the time. It was phenomenal.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
Bucks back in action tonight, tipping off in New York. Coverage starts here at 6 o'clock, and the Packers and the Badgers have a bye this weekend.
Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:09.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Unfortunately, it's not too early to start thinking about those upcoming heating bills. At Hometown's huge New Berlin showroom, you can compare energy-efficient windows from Anderson, Pella, Marvin, and more. Like me, you'll get a dedicated project consultant to guide you to the products that best fit your home, style, and budget, along with employee carpenters who respect your home. Do what I did. Contact Hometown Windows and Doors today. Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. 414-329-1200 or online at hometownwindows.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, happy Friday. Woo! We made it. Hey, should we talk about an everyday hero?
Love this every week.
All right, let's do it. We recognize one every Friday. Here's WTMJ's Eric Bilstad.
Wisconsin's Morning News identifies an everyday hero as an average John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they got up one morning that they'd be saving a life. Today we head to Russia. A woman and her tiny dog. She was in her apartment complex, 4 or 5 stories tall. It had stairs right next to the elevator. She was headed up in the elevator, her dog on a leash. She walked into the elevator. Her dog went in also. Then, a second later, the pooch walked out of the elevator while still on the leash the elderly woman was holding. That's when the elevator closed and she began to go up. So at the very same time, a tenant was walking down the stairs. He turned the corner and immediately saw the dog lifting into the air and beginning to choke as the elevator kept moving up. He grabbed the leash, yanked on it, pulled himself up, was able to unleash the dog in the nick of time. Luckily, the pooch is alive and well today, and thankfully, the elderly woman did come back down. It was a frantic moment, but she was thankful the man was there. Thank you to this man for being an everyday hero. If you'd like to see the video, we have it. Just text the word hero to the WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620, and we'll send you the video. Everyday Hero, sponsored by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. Eric Bilstad, WTMJ News.
Should we just keep playing the music?
Let's go.
What do you think Jason Wilde's doing on the bye week? Does he get to have a bye?
No, I saw him. I saw Wilde and Tausch this morning.
Yeah, he's still working. So he's only working one full-time job this week instead of 2. Wilde joins us. It's Green and Gold Insiders up next on WTMJ.
Wisconsin volleyball has a new home.
It's match point in Madison.
Catch all the excitement of the 2024 season.
Booth and Spreck putting up that Wisconsin wall.
And don't miss out on moments like this.
Booth dunks it down with 2 hands, and that's a point for Wisconsin. Set, Spreck, Hill,
Badgers Volleyball on WTMJ is presented by Steinhoffels. Don't miss any of the action right here on Wisconsin's radio station, 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ's Julia Fellow here for Elmbrook Family Dental. Hey, Katie just messaged us about her experience. She said Elmbrook Family Dental provides personal and top quality equipment and treatment. The team is amazing, friendly and warm while maintaining professionalism and care for your health. Had a great time signing up at elmbrookfamilydental.com. I agree, Katie. They have 2 locations in Brookfield and a brand new beautiful office in Wauwatosa at 800 Mayfair Road. Everyone takes such great care of me. I'm actually going back next month for a cleaning with Kelly, the hygienist. She is so gentle. And I want to tell you about this. In a month of giving thanks, Elmbrook Family Dental would like to give thanks to military members and veterans for Veterans Day, which is next Monday. Active or retired military personnel who can provide proof of a military ID and do not have dental insurance can get 30% off all of their services. Book now at elmbrookfamilydental.com. That's ELMBROOK familydental.com.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores has been voted the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel's Best in Thrift. So to all who voted for us, thank you. And to those who haven't yet been here, there are so many items to explore. And at thrift store prices, you can find a really great deal. At the same time, you'll be helping us help others, sometimes folks right in your own neighborhood. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Thanksgiving's only a few weeks away, and Fleet Farm's got just what you need to prep for family and friends. For you turkey smokers, Griller's Gold barbecue pellets are just $5.99 a bag. And you can never have enough Fleet Farm mixed nuts. 2-pound bags are on sale for $12.99. Wash it all down with Bubbler's sparkling water. Now just $11 for 2 6-packs. The holidays will be here before you know it. So stock up now on everything you need at the best prices guaranteed at Fleet Farm.
Traffic is sponsored by Hall Mazda Milwaukee. Visit hallmazdamilwaukee.com.
Help fellow commuters. Report accidents and slowdowns to the Hall Volkswagen Traffic Tip Line. 414-238-9329. Visit Hall Volkswagen during Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event.
Traffic and weather, it's Debbie Loziga at 4:15. Then it is the iconic Jason Wilde. Deb?
Cool. Well, we got eastbound 94, a little bit of a backup there at 35th Street. We got that left lane blocked with a crash. So that is going to be affecting your ride, basically all the way back to the Zoo interchange. So where you're seeing those delays. If you take that back a step, we do still have some delays from Highway F all the way past Barker Road. And then on that's on the eastbound side, yeah. The westbound side is tightened up from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And off the freeway system, we do have eastbound Greenfield Avenue closed at 81st Street in West Allis, all because of a crash. So all the lanes eastbound are closed. You're going to need to make your way around that. Luckily, city streets are pretty easy to get around that area, but still, it's going to be a bit of a headache to get through there. I'm Debbie Loziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, clear skies, a low of 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, 56 with rain at night. Sunday, chance for showers, breezy, a high of 60. On Monday, partly cloudy, 58. On Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53 degrees. It's currently 52.
From sidelines to the locker room.
He deserves credit. LaFleur deserves credit. I think Tom Clements and the other offensive coaches have really improved his fundamentals and his footwork, so he's a better quarterback than he was. You put it all together, and he has saved their season because without him, they could have easily lost all 3 games that he's played extensively in.
And everything in between.
How many times are you going to come to my press conference late? We got a rule in the team meeting. You don't interrupt the meeting. Sit your butt outside.
No one covers the team like Jason Wilde.
Well, that's very kind of you to say, but I don't do enough politicking.
It's time to get caught up on the green and gold with today's Insider.
He's a Wisconsin Afternoon News Hall of Famer.
ESPN Wisconsin's Jason Wilde.
What the hell's going on out here?
On Wisconsin's Afternoon News.
Wilde, happy Friday.
Happy Friday to both of you as well. How we doing?
Excellent.
Great.
So we know you absolutely carry that Wilde and Tausch show from 9 to noon on ESPN. So you're not completely off this week because otherwise the show would sink. But do you get extra time off during the bye week?
Theoretically, I do. But I was just, look, Paula and I have a great marriage, mainly because she married such a wonderful guy. But if there's one thing that we have disagreed upon, and it has been coming to the fore today, because I did our Jen, Gabe, and Chewy show. I did the morning show at our sister station in Beaver Dam that I do every Friday. Still have another show after I talk to you guys on ESPN Madison. She's like, "You're off work. What are you doing?"
Yes, she's right.
I don't. She and as is the case with many things, she is right. But this is, you guys know this. You are who you are, right? And if your husband, wife, partner understands that, then they may disagree with you, but they put up with it. And this is one of the things. Like, I'm walking the dogs right now. I'm talking on the phone. Like, I always bring this up. I didn't have the greatest relationship with my father, but the guy worked in a factory for 40 years, and he provided for his family, and he worked a heck of a lot harder than I do. So if it means taking a theoretical day off and talking to you, I think I've still got it pretty darn good.
You do, and she does too. She does too.
Absolutely.
She's got it pretty good.
You're working your butt off.
For her.
I think she's
and
driving
that dog.
back from. Well, yes, and the dogs. Yes, she's driving back from Milwaukee, so I hope she's got TMJ on, so she heard that.
Yes,
otherwise I'll
me too.
Have to play the podcast later.
Well, or we're gonna have Paula on the show one of these Fridays, and we're gonna let her know how good she's got it.
Good luck with that.
Hey, I want to ask you about something that producer Brandon, and I have been debating. Preston Smith wanted to be traded. We found that out after the fact. Goody talked to you guys on Tuesday and didn't bring it up. Brandon thinks that was the right approach. I think that you could make the argument that he should have disclosed that. He wasn't obligated, but that he should have said, "Look, we made one move at the deadline," and not throw him under the bus, but say he wanted out. We were able to accommodate that. We feel good because we got a draft pick.
Get ahead of it.
Yeah. Did he have any obligation to say anything?
So I know this is going to come as a surprise to you because I do this all the time, but somewhere in the middle, I think, is where the truth is. And here's why I say this. I wouldn't say that I expected him, in retrospect, because remember, like, if we compare Preston Smith's unhappiness to, say, Romeo Dobbs's, Romeo Dobbs just didn't show up for work one day.
Yeah.
And then didn't show up the next day, right? And Preston Smith didn't do that. Now, I would say the middle ground on this that bothers me is that if you're not going to say that he requested a trade, okay, that's fine. I can understand your reasoning. What bothers me is that he told us point blank that, hey, it's not like we were calling around to a bunch of teams asking them, hey, do you want Preston Smith? Well, if he requested a trade and you traded him, you weren't making any calls to accommodate that trade, and then the call from the Steelers came out of the blue?
Yeah.
Look, I'm sure his agent had notified teams that he had notified the Packers that he was looking to be traded. So those teams were aware, and then the Steelers reached out. But I did think that was a little misleading to act as if they weren't trying to move him, because clearly they were.
Do you think that means that there might be some other rumblings behind the scenes where people just aren't happy?
So it's interesting with Preston Smith. And again, I want to give him credit for not being a malcontent or causing strife, because that kind of stuff you find out about. And I didn't hear any of that. For a Sunday story in the State Journal last week going into the Detroit game, I did a piece on Jeff Hafley, and I talked to 12 different defensive players. Now, Preston Smith wasn't one of them, not because I didn't want to, because he's rarely in the locker room during our access period. And so when I talked to him, the times that I did talk to him, I didn't sense any dissatisfaction or unhappiness. Now, with that said, I would say that other guys on this team really like this defense and are really happy in it and feel really good about it. The problem is, apparently Preston Smith wasn't in that group. And when I talked to all those other guys, one of the things they talked about was how the new system fits them all so well. And Preston Smith's argument is, well, it doesn't fit me. So it clearly wasn't working for him. That's why he wanted out of it. He also had played for Joe Barry in the past, so that probably counts for something. He may have been the only guy last year that was happy in Joe Barry's system. So you put that all together, and it's not an ideal situation, and it's probably for the best for everyone involved that he's now a Steeler.
So it sounds like you just came in the house. You come in through the garage door. Do you have a back screen door? Where'd you make the entry?
So complicating matters was Paula and the girls got home at the same time. So I came in the garage, and then the garage door opened.
Okay.
So we got dogs barking. I should have just taken the day off. See, it's been such a cacophony in the background. You guys would have been better off without me entirely.
We like it. We like it. It's real life, and we're glad that Paula has such a good life.
Yes,
maybe you'll find out when you hang up if she was listening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'll be my first question to her, actually.
I doubt.
Did you happen to be listening?
I doubt she's a big fan of Wisconsin's afternoon news. Probably some Taylor Swift was going or something else, but you know what? We're pretty close to Tausch. I'm going to get Paula's cell phone, and we're going to text her a copy of this. I'm straight up. Brandon, can you clip this and send it to me? One way or another, we're getting that to Paula. Jason, have a great weekend.
You. All right, I'll talk to you guys on Monday. Take care. Be good.
424 at WTMJ. Let's check out how those markets did, because another up day. The Dow and the S&P 500 capped the best week of the year with record highs. Check these numbers out. The S&P was up 22 points. Oh, it hit 6,000 briefly today before dropping back a little bit. It's at 59.95. The Dow up 259 more points. That's at 43,988. The NASDAQ up 17 points. It's at 19,238. Annex Wealth Management, know the difference.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
And free groceries.
Okay, just calm down. We'll get to that later.
Stay tuned in right here to score free groceries.
Stop, please.
Okay, I'm shutting up. My lip is zipped.
Anyway, let's get to this week's specials at Century Foods. Now through Wednesday, save on 1.1 to 2 ounce McCormick Pure Vanilla Extract or Ground Nutmeg, $3.99. 12-pack can Selected Varieties Super Chill Soda, $4.79. 12.5 to 20 ounce Selected Varieties Rana Pasta or Sauce, $5.99. 10 to 13 ounce Selected Varieties Marie Callender Bowls or Pot Pies, 2 for $4.
And now time for the big reveal. Free groceries.
That's too over the top. Try this. Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Win free groceries from Century Foods.
Forget it. I'll handle the rest. Enter to win $500 worth of free groceries on Century's Facebook or Instagram by January 8th.
John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. They're the best in the business. Windows, doors, everything's customized. It is the real deal. I'll tell you what, I've been in their experience center. It's incredible. It's like being in an Apple store. As a matter of fact, the Apple people were the same ones that designed the experience center in Brookfield. Gina Della was just at my house. Absolutely incredible. We're working on a couple of projects with them, and I love the way they handle things. It's real. It's affordable. And check this out. Right now, to celebrate Gina's 60th birthday, I'm telling you what, I can't believe she's 60. But anyhow, it's 0 for 60. That means 0% interest for 5 years for 60 months. That's the deal you get at Pella. Check it out, PellaWI.com.
Hey, it's 620 WTMJ's Kristen Bry. I officially have a new dentist. I just had my first cleaning and checkup with Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care, and I can't say enough about him and his awesome staff. Do you want your best smile for all those holiday family photos that are coming up? Have you not been to the dentist in a while? Do you have a fear of going to the dentist? Whatever reason you have for needing a new dentist, I am here to tell you to go see Dr. Michaels. He understands your apprehension about going to the dentist and will get you on the best care plan to get you confident about your smile. Whether you need a simple cleaning and exam, a teeth whitening, a more complex dental procedure, or even an implant for missing teeth, Economowalk Dental will always make you feel as comfortable as possible and give you and your family an amazing smile. Are you worried about cost? At Economowalk Dental Care, affordable quality dentistry is no longer a dream. It's the reality. Dr. Michael's fantastic staff can help you out with a no-interest payment plan. We all have to go to the dentist, so do not put it off any longer. Call and make an appointment today. You deserve to feel confident about your smile, so go see my new dentist, Dr. James Michaels at Economowalk Dental Care.
Second only to skin cancer, breast cancer is the most common cancer in women. While diagnosis can be overwhelming, it is survivable. With us to tell us more is Dr. Jasmine Walker, a surgical oncologist specializing in breast cancer with the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network.
Thanks for having me, John.
What can women do to reduce their risk of developing breast cancer?
So there are certain breast cancer risk factors that you can control, such as engaging in healthy habits. This includes maintaining a healthy weight, eating nutritious food that includes a lot of fruits and vegetables, being physically physically active, and drinking little to no alcohol. If you have a strong family history of breast cancer, you can talk to your doctor about a genetic test. Then you can take steps to reduce your risk of developing breast cancer, like taking certain medications.
So some women are afraid of what they'll find. They don't want to take a mammogram.
Many women have lumps in their breasts that are not cancer. There are some common benign abnormalities, such as fibroadenomas or breast cysts, but it's still important to let your doctor know if you find a lump or notice anything unusual, because imaging and sometimes biopsy can help tell the difference between a lump that's benign and one that's cancer.
So if someone is diagnosed with breast cancer, why should they choose the Froedtert and the Medical College of Wisconsin breast cancer program for treatment?
Our multidisciplinary team is focused specifically on breast cancer. Breast cancer is all that we do. We make it simple to get started with one phone call. We can offer the latest treatment for your breast cancer because we do the research that results in more effective treatment. We emphasize personalized treatment, which is really important because no two women are alike, and breast cancer is not just one disease. Knowing how to treat your specific type of breast cancer leads to the best possible outcome. Breast cancer has many variations, and we're familiar with all of them. There can either be a genetic link or some other specifics to your breast cancer diagnosis, but knowing how to treat these variations means that we can give you the best chance of survival with good quality of life. We also offer more treatment options because we have the largest cancer clinical trials treatment program in the state.
You can find a doctor who's right for you by visiting Froedtert.com. Dr. Walker, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thanks, John. Have a great day.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 4:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, a shocking text message sweeping the country.
I'm Julia Fellow. Upcoming court deadlines canceled.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound on Greenfield Avenue at 81st Street. All lanes of eastbound blocked right now because of a crash. Onto the freeways, we do have a broken down vehicle on eastbound 94, right about at 84th Street. Center lane blocked with this broken down vehicle. Slowing down all the way through the Stadium interchange. Westbound's backing up as well from 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound on 43, heavy from Silver Spring down to Capitol Drive and again through the Marquette. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight will be mostly clear, low 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds, night showers, a high of 56 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, federal authorities are investigating racist text messages sent to people across the country this week. A young Milwaukee woman tells WTMJ she's among them. 17-year-old Arjoy Burez got the text message yesterday. It said she had been selected to pick cotton.
I'm kind of expecting it. Like I have little to no hope for the regeneration of this country.
There's a company called Text Now that allows people to create phone numbers for free. It's aware of these messages and says it's shut down the accounts of those involved.
Spending the next 30 years behind bars for repeated sexual assault of children. Spencer Markham of Janesville pled guilty to 3 charges of assaulting children that were in his family and a family friend over the span of 30 years. Each victim says the assaults were used as a form of punishment, which happened to each over the course of years. Markham will also have 10 years of extended supervision and register as a sex offender.
The judge overseeing President-elect Donald Trump's 2020 election interference case has canceled remaining court deadlines now that prosecutors say they need more time to assess what happens next. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
The special counsel submitted this to the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. I'll read it for you now. It says, quote, as a result of the election held on November 5th, 2024, the defendant is expected to be certified as president-elect on January 6th, 2025, and inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. The government respectfully requests that the court vacate the remaining deadlines in the pretrial schedule to afford the government time to assess the unprecedented circumstances.
Department of Justice policy says sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted.
Cybersecurity experts on high alert following Tuesday's election. Generac VP of Cybersecurity William Cummings tells WTMJ's The Upswing, it's not about who's in office that makes us susceptible to cyber attacks, but the transition of power in and of itself that makes us more susceptible.
Look at the amount of connected devices on the internet, how we consume news,
cycles. It's ripe for misinformation and disinformation that comes in through other nation states such as, Russia or China, who are interested in undermining our elections and disrupting our processes.
He says the best way to avoid a security breach is to stay educated, remain vigilant, and monitor your email and text notifications.
Sean Diddy Combs is again asking a judge that he be released on bail from the Brooklyn jail where he's been held for 8 weeks on criminal sex trafficking charges.
Lawyers for the rapper and producer told U.S. District Judge Aaron Subramanian Combs would put up a bond backed up by his $48 million Miami home. His lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, proposed that Combs be monitored around the clock by security personnel with little opportunity to see anybody other than his lawyers. They argue the jail conditions he is in violate his rights to take part in his defense as they uncover what they say is new evidence. Bail has been rejected twice before with trial set for May. Michael Toscano, CBS News.
Pius 11th High School extends virtual learning until Monday. School administrators say this is to allow faculty and staff to continue training on security and safety measures after threatening graffiti appeared on the school's walls this past Monday. Classes were canceled Monday and Tuesday, switching to virtual learning for the rest of this week. Police continue to work to identify who the suspect is that was found on security footage.
Higher electricity bills are coming to We Energy's customers. The Wisconsin Public Service Commission has approved rate increases slightly lower than what the utility company sought. Residential customers can expect a typical bill to go up about $8 more per month next year and about $9 to $10 more in 2026. We Energy's had sought a rate hike that would add about $12 more per month. The decision comes after months of pushback from consumer advocates like the Citizen Utility Board.
Time for a WTMJ sports update for the Guru Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Hit it! The streak is broken after the Bucks beat the Jazz 123-100 at Pfizer Forum, headed to Madison Square Garden tonight to take on the Knicks. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ. Wisconsin football this weekend. Packers and Badgers both have a bye. Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 4:35.
Is outdoor living limited at your place? Well, imagine a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, maybe even an outdoor kitchen in your yard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is a local, family-owned company that consults, designs, and builds these things. They're the best. Let them make outdoor living unlimited in your yard like they did in ours. We are Wisconsin. We live outdoors as much as possible. Make the most of it with help from Outdoor Living Unlimited. See OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Wisconsin's Afternoon News on WTMJ.
Happy Friday. Hope you're doing great.
You have an interesting T-shirt on. What
Look
does
at
that
my
say?
shirt.
What does it say?
Isn't this beautiful? It says Spartan Coatings.
Uh-huh.
It's beautiful. Spartan Coatings is the premier company in our area that does floor coatings for garages.
Oh.
They're the best. The guy who runs the company is a beast.
My father-in-law did that with his garage.
Yes.
It's a game changer.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're a new partner. I'm super excited. They also have the best swag. Isn't this nice?
Yeah, text WATCH to 855-616-1620. WATCH to our talking text line. That's a really cool logo, too.
Yeah, isn't
Looks
it cool?
like a gladiator.
It's really nice, yeah. So you can see my new shirt. Also, if you text the word WATCH, you can see Julia's new hairstyle. So I'm sitting here, and we do the news, and I look over, and it's like, you redid your hair in the middle of the show.
While Wildy was talking, I was like really interested, and I just braided my hair.
You have like little pigtails.
I was very engaged.
You look very...
Wendy's.
You look sophisticated rural. I just made up a new term. You're sophisticated rural.
Should I tweet it out? I'll tweet it out, too.
Yeah. It's
or you can text WATCH.
You were able to do the little piggy tails just sitting there?
Yeah.
You don't need a mirror?
No.
Oh, that's pretty impressive.
How do they look?
They look nice. They look good. It looks Friday relaxed. Rural sophisticated. All right, hey, let's get to the week in review. Interesting week. The American people make their voices heard. A stunning closure of a Wisconsin icon, remembering the life of a Milwaukee alderman, and more. It is the week in review, brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
What we do here is go back.
Love, it's picked up. Now rolling out for the first time, and he throws an interception. It's picked off all the way down and scoring Joseph. What the f***? Hold it! Here I come to save it. Nope. And this kick is up and no good.
Not this time.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, we have some breaking news. The Milwaukee Archdiocese announcing a new archbishop.
Hello, everyone. Bishop Jeffrey Grob here.
Jeffrey Grob has served as an auxiliary bishop of the Archdiocese of Chicago since 2020.
I look forward to listening intently and actively learning more about this local church.
A Milwaukee alderman dies by suicide. Sources confirmed to WTMJ that Alderman Jonathan Brostoff died at Greenfield Park.
Jonathan lived with an unwavering purpose, deep compassion, and a relentless dedication to leaving the world a better place than he found it.
River Hills police are continuing to search for men who burglarized the home of Bucks forward Bobby Portis.
What's good, Milwaukee?
And Portis is offering a cash reward for information that leads to the return of his belongings.
Love.
Election day is finally here.
Buckle up, buckaroo!
Decision Wisconsin, the polls are open in the state.
Battleground Wisconsin catching the eye of many across the country on this election day.
Here in West Allis, at one of the polling places, it seems to be rolling along pretty smoothly.
At midday in Elm Grove, there's been a steady stream of voters since the polls opened.
53% of the voters in this village have already cast a ballot.
A massive recount effort underway in Milwaukee County. 30,000 absentee ballots are in the process of being recounted after an issue is found with a voting machine.
We're going to zero them all out again, the 13 machines around, and then rerun the ballots.
I want people to RELAX.
ABC is now projecting that President Trump has won the state of Wisconsin, which would put him over the 270 mark.
With his family beside him on stage, former President Donald Trump repeated the campaign themes that brought him here.
This is a magnificent victory for the American people.
We must accept the results of this election.
We all get knocked down, but the measure of our character, as my dad would say, is how quickly we get back up.
In Madison, Senator Tammy Baldwin delivering a victory speech this morning, declaring a win over challenger Eric Hovde.
I want to say thank you to the people of Wisconsin for putting their trust in me to continue to be their fighter in Washington, D.C.
This just into our newsroom is breaking news. Sources tell WTMJ Molson Coors is recommending the closure of the historic Leinenkugel's brewery in Chippewa Falls.
Leinenkugel tells WTMJ none of his family was made aware of or counseled on the decision.
Tony Buger is a sixth-generation Leinenkugel. As the brewery president, he had to tell the Chippewa Falls employees that their jobs are disappearing.
Somber, emotional, really tough. It was hard to be a part of.
Hurricane Rafael has now become a Category 3 hurricane with maximum sustained winds of 115 miles per hour.
The future of Hurricane Rafael, its track, its intensity, and its lifespan is uncertain as it moves away from Cuba.
One of the two suspects in the death of a toddler from Two Rivers making his preliminary court appearance this afternoon.
He would prompt victim child one what to say, such as, sorry, mommy, good boy, no more, I don't want to live at Uncle's house anymore.
The Milwaukee County Board has unanimously approved a plan to reimagine the Mitchell Park domes.
The ultimate goal would make the domes financially self-sustaining, giving control of the historic conservatory to friends of the domes.
There are limitations that keep the domes from being able to generate more in revenue than they have in expenses.
Breaking news in Kenosha, a school shooting thwarted. Police confirmed that 13-year-old Mahoney Middle School student tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School.
We can confirm that we received at least one video depicting the suspect holding what we believe is a firearm.
Kenosha Unified School District Superintendent Dr. Jeff Weiss thanking staff
who bravely stopped the individual and asked questions that caused the individual to question their choices and flee.
Police in the Netherlands have arrested dozens of people after an Israeli and Dutch leader condemned attack on Israelis attending a soccer match in Amsterdam.
What happened last night is not a protest. It was crime.
Bucks snapping out of a 6-game losing streak. Standing ovation. It's been a long time coming for this Bucks team. A lot longer than we've ever been accustomed to around these parts.
What a week, eh?
Big Chungus Elementary.
Ladies and gentlemen, the weekend.
Thank you for honoring him with me today. And lastly, knock if you buck.
That is the Week in Review brought to you by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Up next, What if you want to get a jump on those spring flowers? Can you still plant bulbs? And what about those holiday plants? We have got you covered. The plant Dr. Melinda Myers with us live in the studio up next.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care.
Hey, it's a super affordable Friday family fish fry at the Mine Chef restaurant in Hartford. Don't pay $16 or more for your fish fry. Why would you do that? Your Mine Chef fish fry is just $7.99. $7.99, and it's all you can eat. After a long week, relax with a cold beverage and a great fish fry. Kids menu there starts at $3.99. They can safely play in that huge game room, quietly set aside from the dining area while you finish up. The Mine Chef's all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. Desserts are also buy one, get one free. Now, that's great value. The Mine Chef right there in beautiful downtown Hartford, and another location near the EAA in Oshkosh, just off the interstate. Tons of seating, lots of close parking. Reserve now for your Friday $7.99 all-you-can-eat fish fry. Serving all day. Get there tonight. I love that fish fry. Saturday steak dinner is under $20. Sunday brunch under $15. What a value. Check it out, minechefrestaurant.com.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Flanners Home Entertainment. Does the audio and video system in your home need an upgrade? Well, Flanners has all the solutions and the installation experts to simplify and upgrade your home entertainment experience. Forget about the impersonable big box stores and risky online purchases. You go with locally owned Flanners, where quality service, the best brands, and guaranteed best price remain top priorities. Stop by Flanners in West Dallas, Grafton, or at Flanners.com. Sound advice at the best price. Just press play.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926.
Make your chili perfect with Black Angus ground chuck from Sendix, just $4.99 per pound all this week. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic and then weather. Debbie Lazaga, how's it going?
Yeah, we've got some delays. Eastbound 94, still right around 84th Street, center lane blocked with a broken down vehicle. So just keep that in mind if you're going to be heading through there. On the westbound side, backups from about 25th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Slowing down on the bypass heading southbound from Greenfield Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. Speaking of Greenfield Avenue, that earlier accident that had the eastbound lanes of Greenfield at 81st closed has been cleared out of the way, so everything should be reopened there. Southbound 41 backed up from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Capitol Drive. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Painting Time Saver Traffic.
Your WTMJ 5-day forecast tonight, mostly clear, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Saturday, tomorrow, increasing clouds, night showers, a high of 56. Sunday, mostly cloudy, a chance of showers, breezy, a high of 60. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 58 degrees. Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53 degrees.
Man, it's been warm. For October and November, it was really, really warm. That could have an impact on the stuff growing in your yard and the stuff that will end up growing in your yard. Check out the website, melindamyers.com, for all sorts of great information, everything you know, gardening tips, melindamyers.com. And guess what? The plant doctor is here with us live in the studio. Hey, Melinda, it's always good to see you.
Hey, you too as well.
Let's start with that, the warm weather impact on our landscape. What's the biggest things you're seeing as a result of how warm the last 3 weeks have been?
Well, I have an iris that's got buds on it ready to bloom, and it's not a remontant or repeat blooming iris. My bulbs, I've been doing a lot of weeding trying to catch up because it's been great weather.
Me too, yep.
And I'm finding bulbs are starting to peek through the ground because I know. So they're right either below the surface or they're just starting to peek through. Nothing we can really do. The good news is they're really adaptable. They seem to be dealing with all these crazy weather patterns. After the ground freezes, you could throw some evergreen boughs. If you do a live Christmas tree, I always like to cut the branches off after the holidays, throw that on the frozen ground.
And cover it?
Yeah, it just insulates it. So we want to keep the ground cold because what happens if it freezes and thaws, it pushes plants out, pushes bulbs out. You may see coral bells. They call it frost heaving, pushing out. And so it's a great way to repurpose that Christmas tree. When I lived in the city, my daughter was young and living with me, and she'd go, could you wait till night to go collect all the trees from the curb?
That's hilarious.
She's a psychologist now, so she can analyze all the damage I did to her for that. But it's a great way to do that.
If they sprout a little bit, what happens?
Good question. So the good news is it's usually just the leaves. So you may have some brown tips on the leaves, and we do get this fairly often. If this is a yearly thing, though, that you have daffodils or tulips always coming up early, one of the things you might want to do is, do you need to move them? Are they close to the house or a dryer vent where they're getting radiated heat from the house? Or, when your dryer vent goes on, that maybe you need to move them away from the house or an area that's less subject to, that warm up in the fall.
So will they still come up as normal if they're doing a little something now?
They should. If we get a lot of growth, they may not have set their flower buds. But as long as they need that cold to set the flower buds. So as long as that part stays underground, you may have damage on the leaves, but you should be okay. The other good news is if we do lose the flowers, usually they'll survive, especially daffodils, and they'll come back the following year. So it's good news. It's just kind of one of those things that makes us a little crazy.
Have you ever had an amaryllis indoors, John?
Every year we buy an amaryllis, actually.
That's so fun.
And my dad,
I've only
we buy
done
one
it
for
once.
my dad. Aren't they beautiful?
Yeah, they sprout and then they bloom just in time. Is this the right time to get them? Or
if you want one for the holidays, you want to get one that was raised in South America because their seasons are opposite. So those are brought in and they're ready to start growing. The ones that are grown and raised in North America, like the Netherlands, those are going to take a little longer, and then they'll start sprouting after the holidays. I'm a little obsessed with the amaryllis because I love to have them. They rebloom. They give me months of pleasure because I'll plant varieties that will bloom at different times. And it's magical, right? You put it in the ground, cool, bright place, just water sparingly until it starts to grow, and then it just erupts. It's so cool. And, it's that happiness. We all need a little color in the winter.
Yep.
And you can get there some that I work with Longfield Gardens, but I always order a bunch every year. But I have one called Amazon that's going to have reds and oranges and yellows, one that's green. So if you're tired of red amaryllis, which I still like, but there's pink ones and there's bicolor ones, white with little red edges. There's so many varieties out there.
I think people think of poinsettias at Christmas, but I've already seen a couple places that are selling poinsettias.
I debated, do we talk holiday plants? But boy, the decorations are out. And if you're not ready to start buying, when you are, we want to help you select. So with the poinsettias, hopefully they've been stored in a safe place so they haven't been chilled on the loading dock or whatever. When you buy it, always secure it in your car. Make sure it's not too cold. We get some cold weather. You want to make sure it's wrapped. So a garden center will make sure it's wrapped. But when you bring it home, take it out of that plastic or paper sleeve. When the leaves fold up, it gives off ethylene. And ethylene promotes ripening, so your plant won't last as long. So take it out of the sleeve, keep it handy in case this is a gift for somebody.
Yeah.
And then again, make sure, if you can warm up your car if it's a cold night before you deliver it to a friend, because They'll look okay when you hand it over to the hostess at the party, but then the next day it turns kind of gray-green and dies if it's been
And if you
chilled.
take care of it, it'll stay till the spring.
Oh.
I have them sometimes, it's like well into the spring when they're still alive.
Exactly. And if you remove the little yellow, the true flowers are the yellow in the middle, that extends the life of the bracts.
Oh,
The colorful leaves
okay.
are bracts, and that's what we grow them for. We love them.
Do you know why the poinsettias are poisonous to cats and dogs?
Well, there's really a lot of debate. The Ohio State University did some research and found that they weren't. It does contain a milky substance, so it's good not to eat them, but it would take a large quantity. If your cat or dog eats it, they'll get a little foamy mouth. You don't want to deal with that, so put it up high. They did research on kids. You don't want your kids eating it either, an upset stomach, but it's not as poisonous as a lot of the press has done. You know, I had cats that sometimes would eat plants, sometimes wouldn't. So you kind of, you know your pets, right? So you know how high you have to put it, or you put it in a different room where they don't have easy access. Amaryllis are poisonous for pets, so you want to be careful. The American Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, great website if you're worried about toxicity for plants. University of North Carolina Gardener's Toolbox has great information on human and pet poisonous plants that are, so it's really good information.
I can never keep mums alive during the fall. I just don't have the knack for keeping mums alive. But if you still have some that are looking good, can you move them inside, continue to water them? Will they stay nice for a while?
Yeah, so if they're potted mums, you bet. The ones that are forced by the florist, our houses are kind of hot, and I know some people that'll try to keep them going. You know, they're going to die if you leave them in a pot outside eventually. You could try sinking that pot in the garden. And then once the ground freezes, throw some of those evergreen boughs over as added insulation. If it makes it through, pat yourself on the back. You're a good gardener. If it dies, that was the plan all along.
I want to ask you, my guys at Landworks Wisconsin are talking about how you can plant bulbs even for the next several months. Even if it starts to get cold occasionally, is it a good time still to plant bulbs?
Oh, and with this weird weather, perfect. If you were a procrastinator, this was the right year. I had a student when I was teaching, he called it the manhole method, where he'd wait till the ground froze. He'd kind of cut out an area, lift up that frozen soil surface, plant the bulbs, you know, put them in, water them in, put that back down. He said it helped discourage the squirrels because the ground was frozen.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of us, I've been out in the snow planting bulbs. So, you know, and it's been a great fall. If you haven't done it yet, still plenty of time. You might find them on sale, too.
Would you get fresher soil? Like just cut it out and then put new soil in?
Well, you just kind of take the lid off, kind of like a lid, and then you just plant them and then put that soil that's not frozen back down and then put that lid on top. So he called it the manhole method. I thought, what a great idea.
I love this time of year because it's less to actually do in the yard, and then you can plant and plan for next year for what the spring will look like.
And the soil is, you know, it's great. We're supposed to have some rain coming up soon, so you get them in. I got some things to plant tomorrow, so I'm hoping for rain tomorrow night, and I'll be good.
For gardening tips, videos, free on-demand webinars, lots of good stuff hosted by Melinda. Check out Melinda Myers. That's MYERS, melindamyers.com. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. Always good to see you, too.
She's the plant doctor. Have a good weekend. It's 4:56.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Billy Joel and Sting play Milwaukee's American Family Field in April of 2025. The Milwaukee Brewers and FPC Live announced that the megastar musicians will appear together in a one-night, one-stage event at the stadium venue. Molson Coors Beverage Company plans to shut down its Leinenkugel's breweries in Milwaukee and Chippewa Falls at the start of next year. Production of the Leinenkugel's portfolio of beers, including its popular Summer Shandy, will remain in production entirely at the Miller Brewery. Milwaukee-based Livewire Group Incorporated works with its global power sports partner Kimco to produce a line of electric maxi scooters. Plans are to launch the maxi scooters in the first half of 2026, primarily in the European market. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Hey, Wisconsin, it's Dave from Feldco. Did drafty windows make last winter frigid? Listen, Feldco's here to make things easier for you. It's the perfect time of year to replace those old windows. Right now, get 50% off windows plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. Visit us at 4feldco.com or give us a call at 866-4Feldco.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Craft your Brewers mini plan for the 2025 season, featuring all new 6-packs and 12-packs. Get in on the action with great ticket rates, marquee matchups, and priority seating. Plus, you'll get a limited edition Brewers Crowler with each 12-pack or pair of 6-packs. Looking to customize your games to fit your schedule? Build your own ticket plan options are also available. Pick the plan for you at brewers.com/ticket finder.
Hey, John Mercure here for Annex Wealth Management. Annex is a fiduciary all of the time, not just some of the time. That means they're required to operate in your best interest. Here's another bonus. At Annex, they don't sell a thing. That means no commission products, no pressure, none of that stuff. Their job is pretty easy at Annex to provide excellence when it comes to investment and retirement planning, along with tax and estate planning. You know, you and your family deserve an investment and retirement plan that's well-crafted, efficient, and focused on your goals. Annex works to help you get to the retirement that you desire and deserve. Annex is a local independent firm, 7 locations in Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, Florida, and you can meet online. It's Annex Wealth Management, and they'll meet you where you are on your retirement journey. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. It all starts when you visit annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button. It's easy. We did that years ago. It's Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference with Annex.
Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
We've seen that sleep apnea bully stop breathing more than 100 times an hour. But this problem is solvable, and Advent has simple solutions that have been proven to be extremely effective.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
This traffic report is brought to you by Harwood Place Retirement Living in Wauwatosa. Located in the heart of Wauwatosa, Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing are changing the face of how to live your golden years. Visit harwoodplace.org.
Tonight, the Bucks are kicking it against the Knicks at Madison Square Garden.
Lillard going to fire up a 3. Tees up a beauty from the right wing as he rips the cords from the right wing.
Our coverage of the game starts tonight at 6. We are your home for the Bucks. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm John Mercure. This is Wisconsin's Afternoon News. Your top story, the budget is now set.
I'm Julia Fellow. A first look at potential executive orders for day one.
I'm Debbie Lazaga, and we've got problems on 41 northbound. North of North Avenue, we do have the 2 right lanes blocked with a crash. So that is starting to slow things down all the way back to North Avenue. Southbound side slowing down from just south of Appleton Avenue to Capitol. Southbound on 43, backed up from Silver Spring to Capitol. Westbound 94, we've got delays from about 25th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound slowing down from the Zoo interchange through the stadium. And then southbound on 4394 slows down right through the Marquette interchange and then in pockets from about Lapham all the way down towards the KK River crossing. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Tonight, mostly clear, low of 36. Tomorrow, increasing clouds during the day, a high of 56 with rain at night. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, the city of Milwaukee's 2025 budget is now set at almost $2 billion. The Common Council unanimously adopted 25 amendments to the proposed budget, which includes funding for healthy food resources, high-impact paving and traffic calming measures, and down payment assistance for home buyers. The budget now heads to Mayor Cavalier Johnson, who has until November 19th to sign the budget or issue any vetoes.
All clear at Milwaukee City Hall after a hazmat scare. The city's Elections Commission on the 5th floor received a piece of mail from an international location. It arrived in bubble wrap envelope just before 9 o'clock this morning. Here's Milwaukee Fire Chief Aaron Lipsky.
That envelope, upon being opened, appeared to be suspicious in nature, appeared to have some sort of liquid on the contents.
Chief Lipsky says the liquid turned out not to be hazardous, only affected one room of staff at City Hall. No one felt sick. Milwaukee Elections Commission Executive Director Paulina Gutierrez says the commission was supposed to certify the election results this morning, but it will now delay it until Monday morning.
President-elect Donald Trump's new term will see a reversal of many policies related to climate change, with his transition team already preparing the executive orders for his signature once he takes office.
There is an order for pulling out from the Paris Climate Agreement, one for ending the federal effort dealing with pollution disproportionately afflicting poor communities, and another for allowing increased drilling and mining again on public lands, including those considered sacred by several native tribes. California's waivers for pollution standards stricter than federal requirements will be revoked, and the transition team is considering moving the Environmental Protection Agency out of D.C. Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
A boat that has been beached near Milwaukee's McKinley Beach for weeks still has not moved. A U.S. Coast Guard of Public Affairs Officer Lieutenant Joe Neff tells WTMJ.
So the beginning of October, the owner of this boat ran out of gas. Luckily for him, he was close enough to shore, so they were able to get off the boat. However, we had a couple days of bad weather, so the boat just beat up against rocks a little bit. It did take some damage, which is now has it settled there in that soft sand in that spot there in McKinley.
And for safety reasons, Lieutenant Neff warns residents to stay away from the boat.
Coming up, this movie franchise gets another trilogy.
Setting Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, approaching 5:04.
Sponsored by Grandview Homes, the name you know, the name you trust. GrandviewHomes.com.
When you need to sell quickly, choose Grandview to buy your home, even if it's less than perfect. Don't waste time and money on finding a real estate agent and dealing with showings. We'll buy your home completely as is. No repairs, not even a clean out. Grandview Homes gives you an offer in hours, and we close on the day you choose in as little as 10 days with no closing costs. Visit GrandviewHomes.com for your fair cash offer today. Grandview Homes, the fastest and easiest way to sell your home.
If you're experiencing low energy, brain fog, or bloating, then your body might need a detox. Active Liver from New Nordic makes it easy to help your liver to detox your body all year long without any major changes to your diet or lifestyle.
Did you know that a confident retirement could be just an hour away? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Our firm has over 36 years of experience in partnering with clients to help accumulate and manage wealth throughout their retirement. Our comprehensive retirement planning process goes beyond specific asset management or estate planning requirements to learn about you, your passions, relationships, and lifelong goals. We truly want to understand you and your vision for retirement. Since we know that every decision matters as you prepare for retirement, we want you to walk away from this 1-hour consultation with the answers to your most critical retirement questions. When you have $750,000 or more in investable assets, we can help you identify the next steps to make sure you can retire well. If you're close to or already retired, give our office a call at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:05.
Another Star Wars trilogy is in the works.
Lucasfilms is working on 3 new movies featuring the Star Wars universe. They've confirmed Simon Kinberg is writing the script. He's the guy who also wrote some of the X-Men movies. He also won an Oscar for writing The Martian. Disney hasn't released a Star Wars film in theaters since 2019's The Rise of Skywalker. The new trilogy is expected to begin with a fresh story and won't be related to the Skywalker saga at all. No early scoop about a release date yet. Stacey Lynn, CBS News.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Sports Desk. Bucks break their losing streak, beating the Jazz 123-100.
Andre Jackson Jr. ties his career high with 4 assists in his first start of the season. Just what head coach Doc Rivers has been looking for.
Playing kind of that connector role. I was wondering how important is it to have connectors when you have 2 top 10 scorers?
That was the other reason that went into starting him. I'm sitting there with my coach. I said, can I have one guy in the lineup that's not trying to score, but knows how to play and get to the right spot? And he did exactly that. He ended up scoring points, but he did it through being a connector. Most of the time, it was phenomenal.
At Fiserv Forum, Dylan Hunter Carter, WTMJ Sports.
The Bucks are back in action tonight in New York. Tip-off 6:30. Coverage starts here at 6 o'clock.
Citing Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 5:07.
This report sponsored by Fox World Travel. Go, Fox, go.
Don't miss Fox World Travel's Black Friday offers available now. Let our vacation experts help you choose the perfect all-inclusive resort or cruise to escape the cold with exclusive deals up to 78% off from partners like Apple Vacations, Delta Vacations, Princess Cruises, or Celebrity Cruises. Don't miss out. These huge but limited Black Friday offers are only available with promo code Black Friday. Visit foxworldtravel.com to DIY online or call 866-GO-FOX-GO today.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Millions of inventory must be sold. Prices are slashed up to 60% off retail, so save thousands. Save big on new hot tubs, spas, and saunas, also cold tubs. Plus, see the Michael Phelps Signature Swim Spas by Master Spas.
Hi, I'm Michael Phelps. Join the swimming revolution.
The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show this weekend only inside the Exposition Center at Wisconsin State Fair Park. Visit 1-800-SPASale.com.
Wisconsin's afternoon news is on the air, broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in beautiful downtown Milwaukee. Here are your hosts, John McCure and Julia Fellow.
All right, happy Friday. Hope you're having a great Friday. On Friday, we like to do this little segment we call
In Case You Missed It.
All right, for mine, I want you to text the word watch, and you can see what I'm talking about. Text the word watch to 855-616-1620. Text the word watch. You're going to see right now a beautiful picture of the Trevi Fountain. It's a very famous fountain in Rome, and it's been drained for maintenance, so there's no water in it. The picture you're looking at actually was taken by my wife when we were just in Italy. She took this picture a couple of weeks ago. So the legend has it that if you toss a coin into the fountain, it ensures a return trip to Rome. The tradition generates an estimated $1.6 million annually with people tossing coins in there. So you know what they've done?
Wow.
They've actually put, you can see, if you look really close near the barrier there, they put a little tiny pool that they've built in front of the fountain because they still want to collect coins. So instead of having the big, beautiful fountain you see there by texting the word watch, they have a little tiny pool where you can toss a coin into the makeshift pool instead, assuring that if you get the coin in the pool, you are guaranteed a return trip
So
to
it
Rome.
still counts.
It still counts, Deb. They're
Okay,
saying it
good.
still
Okay,
counts.
good to know.
In case you missed it.
I'm out of breath.
Yeah, you just made a little run.
I just ran upstairs really quick. Okay, as I catch my breath, there's a big cheese heist. Remember that?
Yes.
Or were you gone when that happened?
No, I know
In
what
the
you're talking
UK?
about. Yep.
$389,000 worth of cheddar.
Ooh.
Okay, finally they have an arrest. A 63-year-old man is in connection to this heist of the year, they call it with cheese. So they say that it was 950 wheels he made off with, which includes about 48,500 pounds of all these different types of things like cheddar. So between them, the cheeses have won numerous awards and are among the most sought-after artisan cheeses in Europe. So they caught him, and guess what?
What?
They didn't say anything about if the cheeses are going to be returned.
So we don't know the future, the fate of the cheese.
No.
Huh.
In case you missed it.
That seems sad.
Yeah.
We want some of that cheese, dang it. All right. Well, they've done it again. Yes, yet another Guinness Book of World Records record broken. This one by the Tepatitlan poultry farmers in Jalisco, Mexico.
Hello.
The record is nearly 2,039 participants finishing a race without violating any rules. What race is this, Debbie, you may ask? Well, they have now earned the title for the largest egg and spoon race. That's right. They have been able to run a race with egg on a spoon. And the previous record, believe it or not, there was a previous record. 1,400 was set in London. So 2,039 participants were able to finish this race without dropping the egg off of the spoon. Congratulations to Jalisco, Mexico.
Congratulations.
In case
Yep,
you
get
missed
push
it.
notifications for all the Guinness records. How do you know?
Nope,
all
I
this?
just find them.
Yeah.
I just happened to find them.
Guinness Book of World Records for saying the Guinness
Yes,
Book of World
right.
Records.
We're preparing her entry. She's a world record holder for talking about world record holders on the radio.
I'm working on it.
Yeah, we're going to help you with that. What do you got, Brandon?
All right. Oh, we're saving the best for last, as always.
We'll be the judge of that.
Do you guys like IHOPs?
Oh,
the
sure.
restaurant?
Yeah.
Debbie?
I really do.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me?
What about
Rudy
Applebee's?
Tooty, fresh and fruity?
What about Applebee's?
I like Applebee's too, yes.
Okay. Well, now, starting later this month in San Antonio, and there's going to be a location in Indiana, you can now go to the first hybrid IHOP and Applebee's restaurant. So they are going to join powers.
So you can have breakfast at any time.
And an app.
I'm getting to you, Julia. The new format aims to attract customers at different times of the day. They're going to offer both breakfast and dinner options all in one location. It's going to be a dual menu, so it's going to be both of their menus. You'll be able to get IHOP's signature breakfast items, some pancakes and omelets and stuff. Also, Applebee's classic American dishes, the steaks, the burgers, pasta. It's designed to cater to a broader range of taste and meal times. They're hoping to drive more foot traffic and cross-customer engagement. So it's a test right now in San Antonio and also in Indiana, and if it proves to be successful, you might see one, somewhere in Wisconsin. So the IHOP Applebee's restaurant coming to a town near you eventually.
I love it. You can get blueberry pancakes and some
Buffalo Wild
Tito's
Wings.
and cranberry with wings.
I want breakfast so bad right now.
Right now you do.
In case you missed it.
It is 5:13 at WTMJ. The story we broke earlier this week on the Liney's no longer brewing beer up in Chippewa Falls. There is new information on that story. We've got it up next.
Creative Planning presents Rethink Your Money with John Hagenson, Saturday afternoon at 2. Learn the answers to the financial questions that keep you up at night and get the latest news, tips, and takes to help you make the most of your money. For even more insights, go to creativeplanning.com/radio. At Creative Planning, our team of wealth managers works with in-house CPAs and attorneys to ensure you can rest easy knowing every aspect of your wealth is taken care of. Visit creativeplanning.com/radio.
Hey, Bella and Baxter, the corgis in our house are great dogs. Baxter actually turned 6 years old this year. That is hard to believe. And a lot like having kids at your house, kind of the same with dogs. They're great, but they don't always listen. Well, I got some help with the dogs. I got some really good help with the dogs. Sit Means Sit dog training took our dogs and made them better dogs. You know why? Because Sit Means Sit made me a better dog owner. Our dogs are better behaved. As a client, I just know the good work that Matt and his teams do at Sit Means Sit dog training. You too can have a happy, confident, obedient dog. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation. Sit Means Sit dog training.
Save big money on your next project with help from Menards. Update your home with Peyton Vinyl Plank Flooring. It's waterproof and durable, making it perfect for active families. It's available in 2 styles and features an attached pad for added comfort and easy installation. Trust Menards for all your flooring needs. And view the weekly flyer for all of our great deals happening this week on Menards.com.
Save big money at Menards.
At Gruber Law Offices, we take great pride in helping those who have trusted us after a serious accident. Our team has the knowledge, resources, and experience to get you the results you deserve. Don't wait to get the help you need. Make the right call. Call Gruber Law Offices today. Proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. One call, that's all.
Traffic and weather, Debbie Lazaga. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, John. We got a crash on northbound 41 just beyond North Avenue. It's basically between North Avenue and Burleigh. The right lane is blocked right now, so we got big old delays all the way back past Watertown Plank Road. So careful with that. Southbound slowing down from Silver Spring all the way down through to Capitol Drive. Then beyond that, southbound on the bypass, seeing delays south of Greenfield Avenue down and around the Hale interchange to Forest Home. Now also a heavy pocket of traffic on southbound 43 from Silver Spring down to Capitol, back on the brakes right through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 36 degrees. Good sleeping weather. Tomorrow, cloudy during the day with a high of 56. Rain moves in the evening. On Sunday, showers in the morning, breezy, a high of 60. On Monday, partly cloudy, a high of 58. On Tuesday, mostly sunny, a high of 53 degrees. Right now in Milwaukee, clear skies and 50 degrees. I'm still out of practice. When I see the weather at this time of day, I want to say, still sunny, and 50 degrees. But really, it's clear skies, but the sun is already set. I think
That's
the sun's
so
setting.
sad. That bums me out.
Me too. Isn't it setting at like 4:30 now? All right. We just got to get through like another month, and then it starts going the other direction gradually. Wanted to update you on a story that we broke and we first talked about earlier this week. The Leinenkugel Brewery in Chippewa Falls is going to close. They're going to stop brewing beer there. They've been brewing beer there for 157 years. 157 years they've been brewing beer there, a very long time. Miller says that it's just consolidation. It's that they've reevaluated where they're going to brew beer and that the brand's not changing, but the beer will no longer be in Chippewa Falls. So we're learning today how many jobs will be lost. 56 jobs will be lost. So 56 people work full-time at the brewery, and they'll no longer have a job. They'll consolidate all the brewing operations in Milwaukee, so that means some of those workers, probably not all 56, some will be offered the chance to work at the main brewery here in Milwaukee. The mayor is saying that the Chippewa manufacturing community up there has a lot of vacancies and a lot of openings, and the manufacturing sector is growing, so he's hoping that affected workers will quickly find new opportunities somewhere in Chippewa Falls. So this is more than just a business closing. And every time a business closes, it's sad. Every time a family is impacted and jobs are lost, it's sad. This feels different because the Leinenkugel name and brand is part of Wisconsin history. I had the chance earlier this week to talk to Tony Buger. He had to go into that building on Wednesday and tell all the employees that their jobs were going away. A couple weeks before Thanksgiving, he walked in, called a meeting with all the team, and they probably thought maybe he's going to talk about Christmas bonuses or maybe extra time off at the holidays. And instead, he had to look all those people in the eye and say, guess what? After all these years, your jobs are going away. Many of the workers are also multiple generations where their dads and their grandparents worked at the brewery. This is Tony Buger in our exclusive interview talking about how difficult this is for the family and the community.
If you want to sum up the reaction, it's just sadness. You know, it means more when it's your family. So it's really difficult.
It's so difficult because Tony Buger, the Leinenkugel family, and Leinenkugel's management did not make this decision. Molson Coors is the parent company. Molson Coors owns Leinenkugel. They have since 1988. And so Molson Coors and the brass here in Milwaukee made the decision to close the brewery in Chippewa Falls and also the smaller brewery that brews Leine products here in Milwaukee. If you go on the interstate, there's that big building.
Yes.
That says Leinenkugel's paint on the side. They're also closing that.
What?
Yep. That's going away, too. So they're just going to brew the beer at the main facility in downtown Milwaukee.
Okay. So you know what's kind of weird is that I thought it was so long ago the last time the White House had a return of a second president when it wasn't a consecutive term.
Right, like Grover Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland.
Yep.
And I was saying the last time that happened was 131 years ago. And then you're telling me the storied history of that building, 157 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, this is tough.
So the family is trying to, sources tell me, work out being able to license some of the brands. I won't go into all the details of what that means, but they want to still brew some of the smaller Leine beers there, and they're hoping Molson Coors will let them do that. We'll keep you updated on that. It is 5:20. A story from Brookfield that is cuckoo. That's up next.
Nowadays, we keep photos on our phones, but growing up, we had family albums that preserved memories of experiences and relationships. God has a family photo album, too. It's called The Church. Are you in it? Hear how God makes us album-worthy through faith in Christ.
God isn't a page in your book. You're a part of His, and He is delighted to have you as part of the family.
Dr. Michael Ziegler this week on The Lutheran Hour.
Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
Ever wish you could just zhuzh up your bath or shower? Hi, everybody. Debbie Lazaga here for Kohler Services, and they can help you out with that. They've been around for 150 years, so they know what they're talking about. I mean, they're Kohler, you know? You see, if you're looking to make a change with your bath or shower, they have the ability to design a new space that will make you want to relax, putting a whole new spin on getting ready for your day. Get this, and this was pretty cool. I called up Kohler Services. They sent out Jason, who came to my home. He took a look at what I have, did a few measurements here and there, sat down with me, and designed a new shower. You heard me. He designed it right in front of me. It's not out of the box like they shoehorn into the space you have. And with the Luckstone crushed stone material they have, it makes your bathing space look like it's lined with beautiful marble at a fraction of the cost of the real quarried thing. Still on the fence? Why don't we try this one on for Ties? This month only, get $1,000 off and 0 interest for 12 months on your Luckstone shower remodel. I'm telling you, you want to check out Kohler Services. Just go to KohlerServicesWI.com.
I'm John Mercure from WTMJ, welcoming in my friend Jay Saunders, Public Relations Manager, Senior Manager at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Jay, thank you so much for making time for us.
Thanks, John.
Fun time of year at Potawatomi. Some really interesting events coming up. Let's run through a couple of them. What do you got?
Yeah. And, John, they couldn't really be any more different. November 17th, we're going to have mixed martial arts at Potawatomi. Former UFC champion and Milwaukee native Anthony Pettis is bringing his Anthony Pettis Fighting Championship Series to his hometown. Some great MMA action. And then we have something for Deer Widows weekend, the first weekend of gun deer season here. We're bringing in a show for the ladies. It's called The Magic Hunk. And they're going to take the stage November 23rd. And, John, tickets for both events are on sale right now.
You're going to be up on that stage for that show, aren't you?
Yeah, hard pass.
I know it was warm this week, Jay, but coffee people are coffee people. What's up at Cream City Coffee?
Yeah, that's right. Cream City Coffee, by the way, it's right off the Skywalk entrance from our parking garage across from Rockin' Brews. And right now we have our fall menu up with the classic pumpkin spice latte, the caramel spiced apple cider, which is amazing, by the way. And then starting later this month, we're going to have our new holiday menu with delicious peppermint mocha frappes, gingerbread lattes, and don't forget to grab a sweet treat made daily by the folks in our pastry kitchen.
Hey, I love that. Heart of Canal Street is big time. Briefly tell us about Heart of Canal.
Yeah, John, it's our 30th anniversary, and we're going to be donating to 30 children's charities in southeast Wisconsin. How you can help is come in and play bingo. Every bingo session has a Heart of Canal Street game. It's like a 50-50 raffle, and you can win some money, and applications are open if organizations want to apply to be part of our random drawing.
It is one of the special things we do in Milwaukee. It's Heart of Canal Street. For more information, it's easy. Go to paysbig.com, paysbig.com. Jay Saunders is with Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Jay, thank you so much.
Thanks, John.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
524 on WTMJ. I have an outrageous crime story.
Oh,
John.
yeah? Okay.
That startled me, and nothing surprises me
Nothing
usually.
startles you.
Okay.
What do you got?
It's an incident of indecent exposure. It's a case out of Brookfield, and it gets more bizarre as you listen along.
All right.
This man was not from here. He was from New Zealand
That's far away.
and was quickly caught and charged with lewd and lascivious behavior. So Brookfield police laid out what happened. They arrived at the scene after 4 different women called 911 saying a man exposed his genitals while wearing a yellow dress.
What?
It takes a turn even more. Here's what the victims say happened this last Monday morning. So not this week Monday, last week Monday. The stranger met the women at a coffee house on Moreland Road. They were just having a good time. And he came up to them with his accent, which was kind of disarming, and showed them a printed copy of a weekend challenge. So he showed them the list and included suggestive challenges like spend an hour in a public area completely nude. And they were like, And he said this was all for a fundraiser. One of them on the list was to wear a dress. And there were pictures of different dresses.
Okay.
So he had the women pick out which dress he should wear. So the women were like, okay, and they picked a yellow one. So court records say once the victim picked out a dress, this man allegedly went to an unlit part of the parking lot, stripped down naked, put on the dress, and he returned to the coffee shop in the dress with his genitals fully exposed.
What? What kind of dress was this?
They were shocked.
Oh.
They called 911 because he kept coming towards them.
Oh, God.
Then Brookfield police arrived on scene, and court records say the officer spotted the suspect walking through the parking lot in that yellow dress and his genitals fully exposed.
Oh, gosh.
After he was arrested, he told officers he had no idea that his genitals were showing.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that if my genitals are ever exposed, I can feel that they're hanging out.
Like the wind?
This is so bizarre.
He admitted to hiding from police for a bit when he saw squads rolling by.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was still in the outfit for fundraising, he was trying to say. Fully exposed to police, and then he got caught. The man is 72-year-old Donald McHaffey of New Zealand.
Oh, my gosh.
Now charged. There you go.
You're right,
Can
Julia.
you believe that story?
That's a bizarre story.
It got worse and worse.
It did. Just that's crazy.
Okay, if someone comes up to me with a challenge, I'm going to say, get away from me.
Yep. Nope. I'm not helping.
I don't
Walk
even
away.
care if you have a fun accent.
Yep. No. And that's
I'm really
pretty
into fun
accents. Yeah.
It's a really great accent.
Yeah. Oh, God, that's nuts. Thanks for sharing, Julia.
Of course, yes.
It's 527 at WTMJ. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything in the green today. How about the Dow? Up 259 points. It's at almost 44,000. Almost 44,000. The S&P up 22. It's just shy of 6,000. Actually crossed over to 6,000 briefly today. And the NASDAQ was up 17 points. The Dow and the S&P capped the best week of the year, both closing at record highs. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
Those who don't have 20/20 vision usually do something about it. But many who can't breathe freely through their nose just live with it, not realizing they can have 20/20 breathing. At Advent, we're out to change that. With 20/20 breathing, you'll have fewer sinus infections, more energy, you'll sleep better, and you will live better. I'm Dr. Madan Kandula. In 2006, Advent pioneered the balloon sinuplasty procedure. And since, thousands of our patients can tell you, this simple 20-minute in-office solution really works. Balloon sinuplasty can give you 20/20 breathing so you can breathe freely through both nostrils with your mouth closed day and night. And that can change your life.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. Results may vary.
Traffic is sponsored by St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores. Highway 100 and Layton Avenue in Greenfield. 23rd and Lincoln and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee. Great bargains and a great cause. You're gonna love it. St. Vincent de Paul Thrift Stores.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on Wisconsin's radio station, News Radio WTMJ.
It's 5:30. I'm John Mercure. Your top story, he just wanted to scare students.
I'm Julia Fellow. Racist text messages targeting young people.
We do still have this crash on northbound 41, basically between Burleigh and North Avenue. So the right lane is blocked and big delays all the way back to Blue Mound Road. Eastbound 94 also slowing down from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange, with the westbound side slowing from 27th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. And then on the bypass, still kind of heavy from Greenfield Avenue, pretty much all the way down through the Hale onto 894 eastbound. Does not really let up until you get past 68th Street. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Mostly clear tonight, 43 at the lake, 36 inland. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. Night showers are possible, a high of 56 degrees.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a middle school student faces one charge of making a terroristic threat in Kenosha. The 13-year-old boy made his initial appearance in court this morning. The teen allegedly tried to enter Roosevelt Elementary School in Kenosha yesterday, but was stopped by staff after entering the school's secure vestibule. He claimed to have gone to the school to sell candy, later telling a social worker he wanted to scare students. The suspect fled after being questioned by staff who found him nervous and carrying 2 suspicious bags. Detectives found several airsoft replica handguns and a replica rifle that looked very real after he was arrested at his home. Classes were canceled at Roosevelt Elementary School for a previously scheduled staff day.
The FBI is investigating racist text messages sent to people in more than a dozen states this week, including ours. A Milwaukee woman tells WTMJ she got one.
Arjoy Perez was shocked to see the text. It even mentioned her directly by name.
Said, "Good morning, Arjoy Perez. Our 2024 presidential-elect Donald J. Trump has scheduled you for the weekend cotton picking shift at Plantation A. Be prepared and ready to pick diligently."
Her initial thoughts? Who sent this? Why? And how'd they get her number? The Milwaukee woman says as an African American, she's hurt and feels hopeless.
At this point in my life, I'm kind of expecting it. Like I have little to no hope for the regeneration of this country.
Jessica Ty, WTMJ News.
The judge overseeing President-elect Donald Trump's 2020 election interference case has canceled remaining court deadlines now that prosecutors say they need more time to assess what happens next. News Nation's Robert Sherman.
The special counsel submitted this to the U.S. District Court in Washington, D.C. I'll read it for you now. It says, quote, "As a result of the election held on November 5th, 2024, the defendant is expected to be certified as president-elect on January 6th, 2025, and inaugurated on January 20th, 2025. The government respectfully requests that the court vacate the remaining deadlines in the pretrial schedule to afford the government time to assess the unprecedented circumstances."
Department of Justice policy says sitting presidents cannot be prosecuted.
Cybersecurity experts are on high alert following Tuesday's election. Generac VP of Cybersecurity William Cummings tells WTMJ's The Upswing it's not about who's in office that makes us susceptible to cyber attacks, but the transition of power in and of itself.
Look at the amount of connected devices on the internet, how we consume news cycles. It's ripe for misinformation and disinformation that comes in through other nation states such as, Russia or China, who are interested in undermining our elections and disrupting our processes.
Cummings says the best way to avoid a security breach is constant education and remaining vigilant.
Over 1,000 friends, family, and colleagues gathered to mourn the loss of Milwaukee Alderman Jonathan Brostoff.
Jonathan felt so alone at the end of his life. I see all these people in this room and I'm devastated.
A visibly emotional Diana Vang Brostoff spoke before a crowd of over 1,000 people at UW-Milwaukee's Zalazzo Center Friday. While highlighting the struggles and legacy of her late husband, Diana also offered a plea.
We're living in a time right now where people are feeling very sensitive about everything, and they should. Can we just please be nice to each other?
Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
Higher electricity bills are coming to We Energy's customers. Public Service Commission approved a rate increase slightly lower than what the utility company had originally sought. Residential customers can expect the typical bill to go up about $9 per month next year and up to $10 per month in 2026. We Energies originally wanted a hike of $12 or more per month. The decision comes after months of pushback from consumer advocates like the Citizens Utility Board.
A film about a struggling farm and the Green Bay Packers is set to have its premiere in more than 1,000 movie theaters in January. The director, Anders Lindwall, tells WTMJ the film has won Audience Choice Awards at 2 film festivals.
We work on this thing for, 4 years, and you show it, and it's like people are watching it and loving it. Like it's connecting with something on a human level there, which is really, really beautiful.
Lindwall says that the film will premiere at over 1,000 theaters. The actual date is January 31st.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The streak is broken. The Bucks beat Utah Jazz 123-100 at Fiserv Forum. They're heading to Madison Square Garden tonight to take on the Knicks. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. right here on WTMJ about 24 minutes from now. And no Wisconsin football this weekend since the Packers and Badgers both have a bye.
Citing Unlimited WTMJ News Time 5:36. Chief Meteorologist Brian Niznansky up next.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac. Hey, comfortable fall weather makes now perfect timing to gear up and be ready to take to the roads with confidence this winter in a new all-wheel drive equipped Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC. Or explore the peace of mind benefits and value of a GM certified pre-owned model. Connect with Team Holiday to find the new vehicle that's right for you during the year-end sale. Score enticing offers, get more for your trade, and experience for yourself Team Holiday's simplified buying approach and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over the Badger State and beyond. Fans like me and thousands of others whose trust in Holiday has helped them achieve top ranking as Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer per 2023 Buick and GMC Zone Sales records. Navigate today's car market confidently. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick and GMC in Fond du Lac and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Hey, Landworks Wisconsin, they do the work in my yard. Right now they're doing work. I know this time of year, it's important to do a couple of things. You want to plant stuff for next spring, you can do that, including bulbs. Get dormant pruning on their schedule. And how about this? They will come out and do the landscape lighting for you, the holiday decorating lighting. They will do all that. They have enthusiastic, experienced, courteous craftsmen and crews. They do all the work. Joe, our guy, and Manny and the crew, they've done fantastic work for the last several months. Our yard is fantastic. Fresh ideas, solutions that stand the test of time. It's Landworks, landworkswisconsin.com. Big project, small project, they'll do your project and do it right. It's landworkswisconsin.com.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Since 1955, Geis has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Hey, don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geis today. With brands like CHI and LiftMaster, they have doors for every budget. They'll even build custom designs to meet your exact needs. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geisdoors.com. You can also visit their amazing showroom in Brookfield featuring hundreds of doors and openers and their custom design room.
Don't think twice. Call Geis.
Wisconsin's afternoon news on WTMJ.
Hey, our friend, Chief Meteorologist Brian Desansky is with us. Happy Friday, Niz.
Happy Friday. What's going on, guys?
Northern Lights, it sounds like, could be going on. I feel like this is how short our attention spans are. In the morning meeting where we plan out the show, I said, I don't know. Why are we talking about that? It's like become old news. But it has been unusual this year, hasn't it, in the frequency?
We have been. We've had a lot more solar activity, a lot more solar flares, definitely more of an active pattern. I'll have to check the latest KP scale level with this tonight.
Whoa,
there's a scale that's like, yeah, I know, right? 0 to 9 is the scale. When we started to pop off those really big events, we were up to like an 8 and a 9.
Oh wow!
And then when you start, seeing things like a 5. Then it's like a little bit more chancy. Like usually you got to be like way up north and it usually doesn't pan out. But yeah, certainly possible heading into tonight. But again, as always, you got to try your best to get away from the city lights.
Because it's clear tonight, but tomorrow and the next day looks like it's going to be cloudy.
Yeah, super good point. Tonight we have good viewing for it if it does happen. Right now we have mainly clear skies. Looks like the clouds are going to hold off until after midnight tonight, so we're looking pretty good. Here, I got the latest right now. I'm looking at the latest
let's
KP
go.
scale.
Yeah, I was trying to look up KP scale, but I don't have the weatherman Google stuff like you do.
Only a 4, so I'm not too thrilled about our chances for right now. Things could pick up. This changes. I got to tell you, I think we've talked about this before. Northern Lights, extremely hard to predict.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody out there who acts like they do know how to nail it, I'd love to chat with them. I just, it's so hard. There have been times where, you have the solar activity, you have the solar flare, you have everything that should come together and it ends up being a dud. So I don't want to get people's hopes up, but certainly if you got nothing going on, sure, go out and give it a check tonight.
All right, might as well, right? All right, how about tonight?
Yep.
Give us the detailed forecast. I know there's a little bit of rain possible this weekend. Can you kind of please walk us through the next 5 days?
Yeah, absolutely. So tonight, a lot of high school football games, maybe people venturing out on the town. Temperatures hovering around 50. I mean, not bad at all for November. Partly cloudy skies eventually tonight, down to 45 for a low. Now, tomorrow, During the day, we'll start off with a little bit of sunshine, but the clouds will be on the increase, getting breezy in the afternoon. But tomorrow's the day that if you have yard work to do it tomorrow because there's a better chance of rain on Sunday. 56 for the high on tomorrow. I know Milwaukee has their Veterans Day parade as well. There's been a lot colder Veterans Day parades, that's for sure, than 56. So enjoy that. Now, as we head into Sunday, actually Saturday night and into Sunday, it looks like the shower chances start going up 8 o'clock-ish or so Saturday evening and continue on and off Saturday night and possibly lingering through the entire day on Sunday. Not going to rain all day Sunday, but we could have a few showers. It'll be windy. It's going to be cloudier. Just not as nice of a day on Sunday. Still 58, though, so it could be cooler. Monday, partly cloudy, high of 60. And then Tuesday, mostly sunny and a high of 52 degrees. So not our best weekend, but certainly could be worse this time of year. Starting to get into those rough months for us, guys.
So as you look ahead the next couple of weeks, here's the way I look at it. And is this time of year, any week that it's still nice like it is now is just a week that we win? As you look ahead a couple of weeks, like 2-3 weeks, any chance that it's going to get cold?
There looks like a pretty good punch of cold air after our next system. Looks like there's another system that comes in here on Wednesday that is strong enough that drags in some Canadian air. That next week, Thursday and Friday, we could be talking about highs in the 40s and then lows in the 30s. So, I mean, not necessarily like a polar plunge, but certainly more, November-ish with highs in the 40s. And then maybe next weekend could be another system. Looks like it could be soggy Saturday and Sunday. I hope not. I got plans to go to the Badgers-Oregon game.
It's going to be a big game.
Yeah, big game.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm up for seeing us get our butts kicked and sitting in the rain, though, if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, and I don't like the rain, but if it's going to be wet, I'd rather we have a little light snow than cold rain when it's like 40 degrees.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, at least the snow will bounce off you and stay dry. Yeah, you're exactly right with that. So, I mean, that's a crystal ball stuff. That's 8-9 days out. So hopefully that changes.
Niz, have a great weekend.
You too, guys. We'll see you later.
Yep, it is 5:43 at WTMJ. Up next, former Detective Steve Peterson on the craziness happening in Kenosha.
There's only one store that gives you every possible choice in diamonds.
Welcome to Kessler's.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here along with producer of Wisconsin's Morning News, Greg Pancake Hill.
Join us as we kick off the Trivia Showdown competition where you can play trivia against or with your favorite WTMJ personalities like us.
We'll be at Cafe Hollander in Wauwatosa Wednesday, November 13th, kicking off the Capco Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Trivia starts at 7. We will see you at Cafe Hollander in Tosa Wednesday, November 13th, presented by Quizmaster Trivia.
Papa, why is the name of our business called All Right?
Well, DJ, back in the old days when my uncle started the company, it was about advertising. All Right begins with the letter A, so it would show up first. These days, our focus is making sure we use quality products and provide quality service, which means you hire us if you want it done all right.
Hey, I know that song. You call All Right. All Right. Home and remodeling.
John Mercure here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. I really like the fall a lot. I like a lot of things about it, the Christmas in the air. I like the little fires you have at night. I'm a big football guy, so I love that. And I also love that one of my dear friends celebrates a birthday. Gina Della from Pella is celebrating a birthday. This is impossible for me to believe. I'm only saying it because it's written down here, but it says she's 60 years old. Okay, here's the great news if that's true. Even if it's not true, here's the great news. 0 for 60 to celebrate her birthday. That means you make a qualifying purchase from Pella Windows and Doors. You pay 0% interest for 60 months, 0% interest for 5 years. Wow. Customizable windows. We talked about that. Was it yesterday? Just yesterday, Gina was at my house working on a new patio door, and I can't believe the cool options. The next step for us is I'm taking Michelle. We're going out to the Experience Center. That's the cool place with all the models of their stuff in Brookfield. You ought to check it out. It's pretty sweet. And right now when you buy stuff, 0 for 60 at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, 0 interest for 60 months. Certain restrictions do apply. Start at the website, PellaWI.com, PellaWI.com.
A lot of negative criticism has come from the fact that we voice our own radio ads. You sound unprofessional, you sound like you're from the UP, you sound like a couple of dopey farmers. All the comments we've had.
Ben and Arvid Huth.
brothers, and owners of Penny Mustard Furnishings.
We don't want to sound like everybody else. We don't want to sound super professional. We want to sound like who we are, and this is who we are.
You know, I take things personally a lot faster than what you do. I get all bent out of shape about it, and you're just like, don't worry about it. That's just one person's opinion, you know. And in reality, you're right.
It's not about them liking us. It's about us being who we are.
You know, we want to have good furniture, goes into the home, makes for a happy customer for a long time. And at the same time, we want to have good employees. We want to take care of our employees. We want to support the local craftsmen so they can support their families and their communities. It's what we do.
See more at pennymustard.com.
Like us or hate us, it's what we do.
This traffic report is brought to you by Harwood Place Retirement Living in Wauwatosa. Located in the heart of Wauwatosa, Harwood Place Retirement Living's newly renovated apartments and updated pricing are changing the face of how to live your golden years. Visit harwoodplace.org.
Traffic with Debbie Lazaga. Hey, Deb, how's it looking?
Hey, Julia. Yeah, we have northbound 43 with an accident right past the ramp to Port Washington Road. Left lane is blocked with that, so heads up with that. We've got delays also on northbound 41 because of that accident north of North Avenue with the right lane still blocked there. Heavy ride out of the Zoo interchange all the way through to about 27th Street, and then the bypass slow from Oklahoma Avenue down and around the Hale interchange past Forest Home. Help your fellow commuters report accidents, slowdowns, and road conditions to the Hall Volkswagen traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Come to Hall Volkswagen for the Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
All right, so an update on the terrible story from Kenosha yesterday where a 13-year-old walks into the school. Authorities think that he has a bag with guns. He's acting suspicious. He ends up leaving. Now we know that he did have a bag that had guns, but they were not real guns. They were
Airsoft.
Yep. Airsoft guns. They were like toy guns, but they sure looked real. So that is a major deal. If you want to see what those guns look like and you can see how real they are, text the word WATCH to 855-616-1620. Text the word WATCH.
Looks real to me.
Totally real. And there's several different weapons. They look real. Here to provide some context to all of this is law enforcement expert and retired Waukesha County Detective Steve Peterson. Steve, thank you so much for being with us on this Friday.
You bet, John.
I want to begin with today's news. Then we're going to talk in general terms about keeping schools safe and resources and that sort of thing. So the news out of Kenosha today is that the 13-year-old kid who showed up there and they thought had a rifle bag had guns, but they were fake. But, Steve, they looked really, really real. As a law enforcement guy, what's your reaction to, my gosh, this kid showed up with guns that looked real?
Yeah, it could have turned out a very tragic situation for that 13-year-old because you look at those weapon systems, if you will, that he had, and I've seen a couple of the pictures. Very difficult, especially at a distance, to try to decipher whether that's a real gun or not. Even an airsoft gun can cause, damage, but certainly not as much as a pistol or a rifle. But again, very difficult to make a split-second decision on whether something is real or not. Plus, with his intention of what he wanted to do in the school, I believe he said something like he wanted to scare some people.
Yes.
Well,
So take us, you're being very polite. I want you to elaborate on this. They didn't look like they were fake. Is there the chance that if this kid was trying to scare people, even if he said that as law enforcement showed up, that they would have shot him because it looked like a real gun?
it's certainly in the realm of possibility. I mean, part of that decision-making process that police officers, go through is this a threat of imminent danger, great bodily harm, or death? And if they see somebody in the building with a long gun that looks very real, I would certainly think that they would be justified if they initiated some deadly force.
I just did an interview in 2018 with a $900,000 safety grant that they got from our state, and I I talked to some other superintendents in Illinois, and they wish that they had something like that. So they put in something like a shot spotter, something like that. Also, better communication, more than 200 cameras, and they're really focused on the high school. But unfortunately, this all happened from a middle school student that attended at one time this elementary school. How much do you think that all of that in place that they never wanted to use, could have helped thwart what could have been a really difficult situation where this 13-year-old might have died?
100%. Those investments that have been made over the years, let's say since post-Columbine, have been in that area of securing the doors to the school, having a second layer of secure doors, and then the camera systems, the surveillance systems, and that literally, it saved the day, because we don't know what that outcome would have been. They worked as they were designed, and absolutely 110% great investment and utilization of taxpayer funds to do that.
So, Steve, these weapons, fake weapons, look very, very real. There are laws that govern that this kid can't just walk in and buy a handgun or a rifle in a gun shop. Can they buy these sort of things? Can you order this online? This seems really dangerous.
I'm not sure. I believe they can, but I don't know the parameters around that. So you may have to do a little research to see who can purchase. If there's an age requirement into purchasing airsoft guns, I don't believe so, but not 100% sure.
So what happens to this teen? I know that he charged as a juvenile with making terroristic threats? Like, what happens to a minor who's charged with this?
And again, I know making the terroristic threats would be a felony charge. Now, whether the juvenile court and juvenile authorities will probably make that determination, along with some recommendations from the district attorney's office as to whether this is best handled in the juvenile justice system, or perhaps because of the severity of what we've seen in the past of these types of crimes that come to fruition, is it more adequately dealt with as an adult?
Law enforcement expert Steve Peterson is with us. Steve, I want to take you inside what happened yesterday according to law enforcement. The guy shows up, he's dressed in black, the kid has a black bag. Immediately he acts suspicious. He's not allowed, the staff does not allow or buzz him in through the second security door, so he does not get access to the building. They say they were nervous, they questioned him. Can you talk about that action? I mean, it seems like they handled things pretty well according to protocol if you're in the office.
Yep, it sure does. And, they saw something that just didn't look right, and they prevented that access to the second set of doors. And then I believe when he was confronted either by, I don't know if it would have been a school resource officer or a security staff that may have been on the premises, he ran. So, again, that just indicates that this was a potentially very dangerous situation that was thwarted by the security protocols that were in place.
So apparently, the suspect was sharing some of his views and what he might do and what he was thinking about doing, and no one came forward. And that was mentioned in the news conference yesterday and in this media release released to us today. How important is it for people to say something? Do they just think that they're going to get in trouble?
Well, they certainly could, and I also know of other successes, and not exact situations like this, but similar situations where, especially students, the student body of the school, have some indicators that another student may have been behaving irrationally, and they went to the school resource officer in that school and notified them, hey, you may want to take a look at this person. This is what I'm getting. So while there are reports, it certainly is disappointing that didn't come out in this case. But again, you have to look at it at the end of the day, the security system worked.
Hey, Steve, despite state law, Milwaukee Public Schools refuses almost a full year later to follow the law and have resource officers in schools. Talk about the importance of having officers in schools.
Oh, it's incredibly important, and I hope that the school district and the Milwaukee Police Department, or whatever needs to be resolved, gets done quickly. I mean, you have to have the right officers in the school. You have to have officers in those schools that want to be there, not just assign a SRO randomly, because then that's counterproductive. If you've got somebody there that doesn't want to be there, your avenue for success is limited. But I can certainly tell you that from just a sensible standpoint, having that school resource officer in that building every day, you have to remember, especially these high school campuses are, for the most part, small villages or small cities. The amount of kids and adults and faculty members that come onto campus, they drive cars there. They all bring, to a degree, some problems they may be having at home. And it's important to have that officer there, not just for the safety and security of the students, but also to recognize some other potential behavior that may be going on outside of the school campus.
Steve Peterson, retired Waukesha County Sheriff's Office detective, a law enforcement expert, still very active in the field. Steve, thank you so much for making some time for us.
You betcha, John.
All right, let's check on those business headlines on this Friday.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Billy Joel and Sting play Milwaukee's American Family Field in April of 2025. The Milwaukee Brewers and FPC Live announced that the megastar musicians will appear together in a one-night, one-stage event at the stadium venue. Molson Coors Beverage Company plans to shut down its Leinenkugel's breweries in Milwaukee and Chippewa Falls at the start of next year. Production of the Leinenkugel's portfolio of beers, including its popular Summer Shandy, will remain in production entirely at the Miller Brewery. Milwaukee-based Livewire Group Incorporated works with its global power sports partner Kimco to produce a line of electric maxi scooters. Plans are to launch the maxi scooters in the first half of 2026, primarily in the European market. I'm Linda Spice for MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
WTMJ, W277CV.
Reservations today. Visit thepfisterhotel.com.
Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a good Karma brand
Celebrate
station.
timeless tradition, revel in newly renovated spaces, and experience all that the Pfister Hotel has to offer this holiday season. From an elegant Thanksgiving brunch to the spectacular ceremony lighting the 18-foot lobby tree to the ever-popular